Oh man, I love life sometimes. Sometimes things just pan out the way you want. Sometimes things just pan out the way you want, and you can't do nothing but just love it. Oh man. I don't even have all my things set up. Morning, it is 11 at night, which means still the same day. But how are you, non-stealthy? Clean thumbnail? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, man? Listen, you don't have to worry. Don't you worry. Despite most of you not liking me, we're not funded by the Russians. I actually feel somewhat validated. What's with the thumbnail? What? What's wrong with the thumbnail? I don't see nothing wrong. I don't see that. Do you see nothing wrong? I don't see nothing wrong. I don't see nothing wrong. Do you see something wrong with the thumbnail? Listen, man. Personally, I love the fact that many people trust me with any form of news. Just want y'all to know I'll never be bought out by the Russians. Dog, let me tell you what's so funny about it. Either everybody who's involved in that knew, or they're all dumbasses who just took money randomly. Like, there's only two ways this could go. Either they're lying to you right now and they knew about it, or they never knew and they just took the money, with the one person, whoever it was, asking the important question of trying to verify who these people are and being given the most AI generated screenshot ever of what could be described as a resume. Tim Pool was actually paid by the yes. So there's a lot shockingly I want to go over. There's a lot. Usually I got nothing or like I'm bullshitting most of the way through, but that I actually got stuff I want to talk about, but unfortunately I don't have any of it set up. You know what I'm saying? I kind of just pressed start the stream. I'm out of the loop, bro. This happened today. This got found out literally this morning, or maybe even a little bit late into the late nights of yesterday. But I'm missing something because what's going on in Russia. I mean, here's the thing. You want the cliff notes? I give you the cliff notes. Then we could like dive deeper into it. A lot of popular right-wing type commentators got the way it's described, under the table, they didn't know about it deal from the Russians. And these motherfuckers was making bank. These motherfuckers was making bags. Fucking $400,000 a month? Really? And you know what's crazy? Let me tell you what's crazy about all this. The sickest part about the whole thing is the timing, at least for Tim Pool. And I'm going to show you why just as soon as I bring everything together. I'm not repeating what Mr. Gamer said, because, you know, that could be collusion. And we don't want that for little old me. Listen, you don't have to worry. I'll never be paid off. On top of me being way too vulgar, as soon as anybody tries to send me an email or some backdoor deal, I'm immediately going live and I'm showing it. I am untrustworthy. Oh my God. But how you guys doing? How's your night? What's up? How you guys doing, bro?
Alex,
How you guys doing, dudes? What if the Russians paid you off with mud sauce? Oh, you can't get me that way either. You can't get me that way either. Because I've never even bought mud sauce. I just found that because the woman was like, yo, I know how to make sauce and this is stupid. The hell is going on? What do you mean? But how was y'all night? Did anybody watch the football game that just ended? The Ravens, they O-line need to be fired. These niggas O-line need to be fired immediately, bro. And no, I'm not drunk. I'm just giddy because football is back. What if they paid you in fried chicken? That would be tempting. However, won't take it. Makes a note not to send a backdoor deal. Oh, you can't really send a backdoor deal to me. Like you really can't send me a backdoor deal primarily because I just won't acknowledge it. Was that against the Chiefs? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It's a lot going wrong for little old Tim Pool at the current moment. How you doing? Oh, I'm doing great. Not sponsored by the Russians. Whether knowingly or unknowingly. This is really the funniest shit under the sun because it literally is either they knew and they're lying because now they've been somewhat caught, or they really didn't know but took money anyway. There's only two ways this could go. Or third way. It's not any of these people at all. And they now got to look for other motherfuckers who are right wing with big YouTube subscriber numbers. But even if it's true that they got a backdoor deal, no one can trust Lauren Chin again. And the credibility of all these people is shot because if they were doing this and they knew about it, and the timing dictates that maybe one of them knew about it, it's over with. Like, y'all talk about left-wing media? I never suspected SpongeBob and Deku from My Hero Academia to be in the same thing. What am I? You're not really missing much because I still gotta piece all this together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still gotta pull all this stuff together, man. Still gotta pull it up. Is this the full link? I mean, technically yes, but where's my PDF? Not. Oh, I could view it here. Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you. I might be the sycophant that actually goes live on his main channel to actually read through this shit. Oh my God. I now love life a little bit more again. I love life just a little bit more. One more time. We're almost ready, folks. We're almost ready. We got one more thing to line up perfectly. And we'll be in business. Bam. So, one last time, how you guys doing? You guys all right? You guys living good? Are you prospering? Are your lives good? Well, that's good. Because boy, did this shit begin again. Oh, I hate every single piece of this. Another school shooting. And you know what happened? On top of children being scared, parents being scared, teachers being scared, people dying, we went through the cycle all over again. Thoughts and prayers, hoping people are safe, hoping people make it home, playing the guessing game where we guess the ethnicity or gender of who it is. It was a white guy. The random takes about gun control, whether if you for it or against it. And then we all just disperse and flee the scene. And then I'll see y'all back again 2 months from now for the next one. I'm doing good. Just curious on tonight's agenda. I mean, we just vibing a little bit. Maybe we just vibing just a little bit. And here's the thing: we're vibing because it's Thursday night, peering into Friday morning. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But now the dad's been arrested too, and he's been hit with murder and manslaughter charges. Which, you know what, I'm fine with. Thoughts and prayers are not annoying because realistically, out of everything else I said as a process of how people go through this entire school shooting thing, that's the only logical thing people can really do. Maybe they could foot the bill for some hospital bills, you know what I'm saying? Maybe communities could come together for some funeral costs. That also could be good. But the dad of the guy who shot up the school, he's been arrested, and I like that. Father of the alleged government. Where's the one part that really set it up for him to actually be fucking hooked on it? That is one. Oh, I forgot that. Oh, wait, I forgot. There's another piece of this that I forgot. The random fucking pictures people were posting of children saying that's the school shooter. And for at least 20 minutes, there was a picture of a black kid and people were saying that was the shooter. That was one of the people who died. You know, because motherfuckers don't trust mainstream. So you know who they're going to trust? Random fucking people on Twitter. Because, that's better. That's better. Fuck. Just randomly post pictures of different children. And you know what's crazy? You know how people don't like to read articles? They just like to fucking look at the headline and then call it a day. There are certain news publications that had a headline of 4 people shot in school shooting, but they had a picture of the same black kid I referenced earlier. And if you didn't read, your mind might have thought that that black kid was the school shooter. Thank God some of these people changed that. But you see this ugly looking motherfucker right here? Where my cursor is? That's the shooter. Rotten absolute hell, teenage angst. All right, this is the part that I say, you know what, it implicates you. The charges come after it was revealed that Colin Gray, the father, purchased the AR-15 rifle Colt allegedly used in the massacre as a Christmas gift last December. So this is why he's on the hook. This is why he's on the hook. Because he bought the gun for the kid. So that will do it. And listen, the gun control argument, I don't necessarily want to just say do nothing, because when motherfuckers say we should do something like, tighter restrictions on accessing guns, motherfuckers think, oh my God, they're trying to take our guns. No, they're just trying to make sure that motherfuckers just can't willy-nilly access to a gun. Oh, but criminals don't fucking follow laws anyway. So it's like, okay, do we do nothing? Do we do nothing? And then you remember my idea? You remember my stupid idea, which was, hey, maybe, just maybe, the FBI could monitor certain people if they're dumb enough to promote themselves on social media, which some of them are. There was one factor I didn't think about. The FBI knowing about this motherfucker for at least a year and really not paying attention to it at all. Fuck. So you know what? I'm gonna start the process. I'm gonna start step 1. Here's step 1 on how we could potentially start this conversation in earnest. Parents, if you own a gun, lock it up. And I don't mean lock it up in some makeshift thing that anybody can access if they're bored enough to rummage through your room. I mean, go to Walmart, go to Target, go to the hardware store and build it yourself. Build a safe. Buy a safe where the only person who knows the combination is you, and lock that motherfucker behind that safe. Maybe, just maybe. Hold on a second. I'm saying if these locks and safes were cheaper, they might be more purchased. Fuck, what the fuck? How much is a fucking fuck. Now, this is not an AR-15 style locker, so how much are But guess what? That's not really gonna pan out. Money talks. Money definitely talks. That's $200. You could build one. The hell? Building one could be considered a lot cheaper. Leon, it's your bedtime. I don't know who the fuck you think you are, partner, but let me just go ahead and break something down for you. I sleep when I choose to. You out of your fucking function. I saw one going for $1,000. Well, I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the top row. And the most expensive one is $800, probably $2,000 plus tax. I said 2,000, 1,000 plus tax. I sleep when I choose. Sounds like you need a nap. I mean, fuck. But man, I'm not making a video about this shit because it's just like, once I saw motherfuckers running around rummaging, trying to be independent journalists and fucking it up, and I literally saw a motherfucker be like, hey, even though this community note is under my fucking tweet saying this is not the kid, we don't necessarily know for sure. And it's like, y'all got it. Maybe if I ignore it, it'll go away. But you know what's crazy? Somebody gonna have some dumbass take about it, and it's gonna piss me off enough to say, fuck it, let's ramble, motherfuckers. But I don't want to. That's why I didn't do it. Because it's like, what's the point of talking about this shit? We gonna sit here, we gonna have all our opinions about why gun control is either good or bad. We gonna thoughts and prayers this shit to hell. And then we gonna rinse repeat. We literally gonna rinse fucking repeat. Nothing gonna change, so fuck it. I'll see y'all in 2 months for the next one. This one's sicker because school kind of just started. School worldwide kind of just started. I don't even think a lot of these motherfuckers even a month into the school year yet. I think some of these schools like 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, not even a month, bro. And they still gotta deal with this shit. You know what though? I did love, I don't know if I can find it again. Because I saw it yesterday. And if I do make a video about this shit, there's only one picture I'm going to use to illustrate my fucking point about how the world is batshit insane. Oh, I'm so glad I took a screenshot of this shit. What an amazing fucking tweet. And I defy somebody to tell me how it's wrong. Just as soon as I put it up on the screen. And yeah. And then I go, yeah. And then well, damn, where my picture at? Fuck, nigga. All right, bam. Please illustrate to me why this tweet is the most correct tweet to have about this. The shame is right now there are Republicans, Democrats, black people, and white people, because fuck the Asians and the Mexicans, they don't do things like this, straight people and LGBTQ people waiting to see who the Appalachian High School shooter in Georgia is so they could use it for their narrative. He's correct. This man is correct. And you want to know how he's correct? Give me a second. Impromptu edition. You already know where I'm going with this.
And you know that.
You already know where I'm going with this. Where is it? Where's that fucking video?
Top it is.
So, can we all agree that he's correct? Can we all agree that he's correct? That no matter who it is, everybody was on pins and needles, not because they cared, not because they want to solve the problem, not because they actually want to give a solution, but because they was ready to put out their hot tweet or their TikTok or their YouTube video saying, blame the Republicans, blame the Democrats. Do you realize that the mayor, I think, of wherever this happened, posted some tweet and motherfuckers have replied to him saying, buddy, you were trying to promote election fraud, and then you used a gun to illustrate your point. Like, you're not really as a black person. But I wonder if there's anybody who could like illustrate my point. Spectre, you and I need to have a conversation because I'm certain you're one of these loser nerds that can assist me.
We're coming on the air with breaking news about a deadly school shooting in Winder, Georgia. That's about an hour northeast of Atlanta.
You can see the students waiting to be reunited with parents. We know emotions are running high. That is why we're seeing such a significant presence of law enforcement to try to make this as orderly as possible.
Boy, the Democrats couldn't wait to jump on this one.
To make this as orderly as possible.
Boy, the Democrats couldn't wait to jump on this one.
Do I need to watch the rest of this? You know how they say the bodies wasn't even cold? You know how they say the body's not even cold yet? And motherfuckers do this shit? I'm scared. I'm scared of what I'm about to hear from this man. Oh, look at the first comment. They'll try to blame Trump for this BS. You literally can't blame Trump for this shit. You can't. It won't make sense. You know who you need to lay the blame at first? The fucking dad. He bought the gun for the motherfucker. You lay the blame at him first. Why are you buying, what is it, a 14-year-old a gun? Y'all know his story has like been not swept under the rug, but didn't really get the same level of traction? A fucking 11-year-old gunned down 2 people. And we still don't know the fucking reason. That happened like 4 days ago. That shit happened 4 days ago. What the fuck? You know what? Fuck it. That's the first step. Blame the adults. Y'all have a gun in the fucking presence of a child that the motherfucker could somehow get access to. Whether if you had that as a means of protection and you just have it in a spot where the kid can get his hands on it, or you buy the gun for them. That's where we can start. I'm blaming the parents. That's where I'm starting. You could disagree with me all you want. I don't give a fuck. Yes, an 11-year-old gunned down 2 people, and we still have no idea why. And guess what? He admitted to it. It wasn't like, no, we've deduced based on evidence that this was it. He admitted to it. He admitted to doing it. And based off the police and how they describe it, it's like the motherfucker didn't have a care in the world. As if he was ready to do it. It's weird. It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird. Oh, fuck it. Let me just watch it. I gotta watch some of this. I gotta know. I gotta know how far I can get. I gotta know how far I can get. I'm sorry.
Brought to you by TatumStore.com, TatumStore.com. Get the merch link in the description section. Like and subscribe to the channel. Y'all already know what to do. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I want to give my condolences to the family.
That's a good start. Well, technically, the video started 43 seconds ago, and we already got your take on it already. But, you know, it's good.
I'm a parent, so I know. I could only imagine. I could only imagine the hurt and the despair and the anger that a parent would feel if your child lost their lives, especially when you take them to school, expecting them to get an education to be protected, and then you get a phone call or you get a visit from a police officer saying that they're no longer with us. So I want to first start out by saying that before I give any other commentary. Second thing that comes to my mind is that the Democrats can't wait to jump on top of this.
I don't want to watch the rest of this. I do not want to watch it. I don't. By the way, you have tattoos on your body, buddy. That's not in code with the Bible.
The third thing that...
Why you got bro in remix mode? Bro, leave me alone.
Comes to my mind is that when will this stop? Because we prepare better. It angers me that we still see things like this going on in America today when it's easily fixable. It's the easy remedy. They don't have nothing to do with the United States government. But let me play this clip because it's breaking news about the shooting that happened in.
Coming on the two people seen their.
You say was of the that their report firm no this high school.
I just need to know how it's easily fixable. I just want to know how it's easily fixable. I want to know.
Around 10 this says
High school and a little more new. I mean, we played the breaking news clip or dead, 30 plus are wounded. At this point, I don't know what started the incident that led to a person going into the school and shooting. It's rumored that the kid was 14 years old and they haven't disclosed what type of weapon that he used. When it comes to 4 people deceased and 30 people wounded and the suspect didn't either off himself or he didn't get off by police officers, more than likely, in my opinion, he probably was using a handgun. And I also believe that's the reason why we don't know the caliber of gun yet, because it probably wasn't a rifle. And if you unobstructed, which it appears that he wasn't obstructed, at least that's not what the information that we've gotten. Because
I'm going to work with the assumption that this motherfucker just heard this shit on the news and ran to the studio to record this, because I could be gassed out of my fucking mind. But didn't I just read that this motherfucker was using an AR? I could be batshit insane. Now, again, most people don't take like a day to, just wait to see if more facts of this video came out. But fuck. If you barely know anything, you could just chill for like a day and then come back. Fucking, when the suspect used an AR-style platform rifle. These weapons, based on an AR-15 design, are lightweight, semi-automatic rifles popular with consumers. While often called assault rifles, a term gun advocates say is misleading, the AR stands for Armor Light. Armalite, the company that developed the original AR-15. You did not have to wait 18 hours for this. That school shooting happened at like 9 in the morning, my time. By 5 o'clock, that information was out. Let me see. It proved my point. Oh, never mind. I stand corrected, because this was just uploaded like 2 hours ago. My bad. I stand corrected. All right, but tell me, solutions. I would love to hear them.
If you get a kid in a school active and a police officer, there's going to be an exchange. And more than likely, the kid won't survive that exchange. According to the information that I have now, that doesn't appear that there was an exchange, and it doesn't appear that anybody else is injured when it comes to the law enforcement side. So to me, it seems like this could be a conflict of a kid having a conflict with a few kids, or another kid decide to go and shoot, and other people got injured in an exchange. Now, I could be completely wrong. I don't know. I'm just giving my preliminary thoughts based on what I've been able to discover. Because only when it appears that there wasn't a confrontation against the police, it seems to be a very low number in comparison to if a person went into school like in Uvalde and some of these other massive situations where there's 20 plus people that are injured. The first thing that Democrats are going to do.
Can I hear that again? Citation?
Uvalde and some of these other massive situations where there's 20 plus people that are injured.
Notice how he said injured with the hilarious number of 30 plus wounded right there above his fucking head. Now, I could be batshit insane, but doesn't wounded still constitute you being injured in some capacity? Sir, you just said 20 was injured. That number is 30. Now, school ain't for everybody, but I feel like 30 is more than 20. What the fuck?
The first thing that Democrats are going to do,
Are y'all ready? I don't know what he's going to say. I don't know what he's going to say. I just don't know no more.
Situations where there's 20 plus people that are injured. The first thing that Democrats are going to do, and I can put my life on it, the first thing that they want to do is make this about gun laws. Well, murder is already against the law. Did that stop this kid from doing it? No. A 14-year-old in possession of a firearm is already against the law. Going onto campus with a firearm is against the law. Discharging a firearm in the city limits is against the law. All of these things are already against the law. If a person don't care to break none of those other lawful, those other laws that are put into place, they don't care about none of the other stuff that y'all trying to do. A 14-year-old kid, he can't buy a gun in the store anyway. But If the person hadn't cracked up already, they'll pass a background check. They'll pass a mental health evaluation. All of those things, all it does when they start to promote these gun laws and gun restrictions, all they do is restrict law-abiding citizens. Thugs don't care. They're going to buy guns. They're going to steal guns. They're going to get stuff.
So what do we do? So what do we do? Because I agree with him. You could put in any law you want. You could even be people in New York and say that this area is a gun-free zone. Motherfuckers still gonna have that peace on them. So what do we do? Because I'll be the brave soldier that says, I don't know what the fuck to do. I don't know. Because I want kids. And I don't want them going to school. And I gotta panic. I gotta break every speeding law under the fucking district to get my kid away from a school shooting. Or pick my kid up off the ground because motherfucker might be dead.
Stolen guns, and it is a plethora of stolen guns. I can go right now to Chicago, Illinois, where all the people of the melanin live, where there's shootings every single...
You know what's crazy? The metric on Chicago's like shootings is way lower than y'all think.
Go day and twice over on the weekends. I can get a stolen gun, easy. I guarantee you I can. I can get one with a switch on it. You got cash money, you get a stolen gun. That ain't never gonna stop. I don't care how many laws you put in place. I don't care how many guns you ban. There's gonna always be guns out there, period. Putting these legislative measures on it do nothing but hurt law-abiding citizens. But here's one thing that they can do, and I'll get to some more news here. But here's one thing that they can do.
Oh, good Lord. I hope he says something that doesn't make me quit.
Secure the effing school. It's not that hard. I am going to be...
I agree with him. But you know what? Here's where we are going to come into a problem. That's going to cost money. And I don't know if y'all know this. Every school ain't got a lot of money.
Tremendously upset if I find out that there was no law enforcement officers at this school at the time of the shooting. I'm hoping that there is one. That's why he only was able to shoot 4 people instead of 4,400 people. I mean, because this school looks massive. That's got to be at least 1,200 kids go to school. I don't know, Dave, if you can look that up for me. That's a massive school. That looks like a 5A school. But anyway, I would be upset if law enforcement wasn't on campus, because every campus, every school in the United States of America, we already paying taxes for it, should have security officers at the school. Not only just for an active situation, but they should be at the school also in case something happens at the school amongst teachers and amongst students. They can be proactively there to assess the situation.
This is a great idea. See, we've turned the corner. See, and y'all was judging him. This is crazy.
So, all the doors in the school during school hours should be locked. I do not want to hear that this kid somehow went through a door on the side somewhere after.
Too bad. You're going to hear that.
School
buddy.
has already started. And then also there's reports right now of the high school receiving a phone call this morning that warned them of the shooting. That's what officials say. It says the high school, the center of today's shooting in Georgia, received an early phone call threat. Multiple law enforcement officers, officials tell CNN. It says law enforcement officers in Georgia say the Apache High School received a call this morning warning that there would be a shooting at 5 schools in the Apache. I'm assuming the Apache would be the one first. So I'm hoping and assuming that cops had showed up there before the person showed up there. Now, I'm going to say this because I wasn't going to get my third point, but I'm going to say this anyway, and then I'm going to read.
You was cooking, motherfucker. Why am I seeing Joe Biden's name on the screen?
The fake president's response.
I'm sorry, bro, but no matter what you say, he's been your president for 4 years. Now, who knows what's going to occur in November? I don't. I ain't got no stake in that game.
It's interesting to me. Y'all just hold this in your arsenal. It could be totally wrong. It's interesting to me that we don't know the race, the gender.
I'm saving this. This is going to prove my point. So y'all not going to hear me because I'm about to record this whole minute.
At 5 schools in the Apache, I'm assuming the Apache would be the one first. So I'm hoping and assuming that cops had showed up there before the person showed up there. Now, I'm going to say this because I wasn't going to get my third point, but I'm going to say this anyway, and then I'm going to read the fake president's response. It's interesting to me. Y'all just hold this in your arsenal. It could be totally wrong. It's interesting to me that we don't know the race, the gender, and the weapon. I'm just putting it out there. It could mean absolutely nothing. Maybe it means nothing. But I swear that when there's a white kid that shoot up the school, they can't wait to blast that the kid was a white kid. When there's an AR used, they can't wait to say it's an AR-15 used. If the kid is a male, straight, whatever it can be, they can't wait to tell you it's a male 14-year-old kid that had AR. But when they don't tell you those details, it makes me just wonder, like, was the kid actually white? Was the kid actually a male? Is the kid actually a part of the LGBTQ alphabet? Was there a handgun used and not an AR-15? Just put that in your mind pocket, all right? The President of the United States of America said, Jill and I are mourning the death of those whose lives were cut short due to more senseless gun violence.
It really get hard for me to listen to other people just spout bullshit into the ether to talk long enough. Why do y'all think I tell y'all just like wait a couple hours? Why y'all think I tell y'all that? It's so that you don't say dumb shit like this. This is why Russia can't buy me out. It's because I don't have the energy to entertain all this stupid shit. Yes, the guessing game is sometimes fun. I truly understand it. The guessing game sometimes is fun. But you should not be making any public ass fucking statements. You just shouldn't. Because when you make these public ass statements, motherfuckers waiting to see if you wrong. Like, what the fuck? What did he say? What did he say?
Straight, no, whatever. No, we don't get my third point, but I'm gonna say this anyway, and then I'm gonna read the fake president's response. It's interesting to me. Y'all just hold this in your arsenal. It could be totally wrong. It's interesting to me that we don't know the race, the gender, and the weapon. I'm just putting it out there. It could mean absolutely nothing. Maybe it means nothing. But I swear that when there's a white kid that shoot up the school, they can't wait to blast that the kid was a white kid. When there's an AR used, they can't wait to say it's an AR-15 used. If the kid is a male, straight, no whatever it can be, they can't wait to tell you it's a male 14-year-old kid that had an AR. But when they don't tell you those details, it makes me just wonder. Like, was the kid actually white? Was the kid actually a male? Is the kid actually a part of the LGBTQ alphabet? Was there a handgun used and not an AR-15? Just put that in your mind pocket, all right? The President of the United States of America said, Jill and I are mourning the death of those whose lives were cut short due to...
There's a reason why I tell y'all, just shut up. I'm not saying y'all can't have no opinions. I'm going to say, stop publicizing your fucking opinion. Because it'd be real bad if you was just fucking wrong trying to be all confident. School shootings are usually committed by white boys. That was the funniest part about the trans school shooter, because motherfuckers was going to have to come to grips with something. Are you going to blame this on leftist transgenderism, or are you going to blame this on white supremacy? That's why that last one, nobody really touched, because it was like, how can we angle this? Because no way, nobody was getting away scot-free. Either you was going to fixate on the motherfucker being part of the LGBTQ community and talk about how leftism bad, or you're going to talk about the fucking alt-right white pipeline and white supremacy ruling over all. That's how this shit go. I don't give a fuck about what he got to say about the president. I do give a fuck about Russian collusion. Because if you didn't know, yesterday was a pretty funny ass day for people like Tim Pool. Because the fucking DOJ then came out and said, hey, we got this 32-page document that illustrates that, somebody in this motherfucker was getting money from Russia. Somebody in this motherfucker was getting money from the Putin. And we gotta find him. But you know what's crazy? Somewhere in here, and I don't know where, because, I was pulling this up as I started the stream. Somebody smelled fish. Oh, right here. Okay, Okay. This is the part. This is legitimately the part. This is legitimately the part. Ooh, I'm so good. On or about April 21st, 420 was the day before, 2023. And again, on or about April 24th, 2023, Founder One performed Google searches for Edward Gregorian and for Bank One Edward Gregorian. As of in or about August of 2024, neither Google search returns any results for a person by that name, much less any webpage describing Edward Gregorian as a finance professional affiliated with Bank One. On or about April 24, 2023, Founder One emailed Person One that Commenter One was really insisting on seeing some materials, profile, articles, whatever, on Edward Gregorian before Commenter One feels comfortable moving forward. Because somebody, and there's really no names here, with the exception of Lauren Chin and her husband. There's really no names to pinpoint who's who. They're really just going based off of YouTube subscriber numbers, and they're saying, let's try to piece these together like that. And at least one motherfucker with some sense is like, I might sign on to this, but I don't know. I kind of need to see some proof. But on May 4th, 2023, Person One emailed Founder One the CV to provide Commenter One. That profile is reproduced with redactions and blurring below. And I shit you not, this is the worst profile ever. If I'm somehow holding 1 million subscribers and I'm getting views upon views where you could actually say it's of some influence, and a motherfucker was saying, hey, we're willing to pay you $100,000 a week to produce content that's pro us, and you come back and I go to you and say, well, who are these people? Can I get some names so I can background check? And you show me this blurry ass fucking imagery and nothing else. You out of your cotton picking mind. You out of your cotton picking fucking mind. And you know what's so bad? Let me tell you what's so bad. The timeline of this couldn't be any fucking worse. This motherfucker made this video, I think at some point this week or maybe last week. And then this week, it comes out that this motherfucker was getting money from the Russians. So I wonder, has anyone seen this? What do you think this is potentially going to be? Do you think this is going to be anything of substance that might make you think, maybe he knows more than what he's putting on? Because when I heard it and then I found out about this, it's like, well, maybe he does know a little something.
Ukraine is the enemy of this country. Ukraine is our enemy, being funded by the Democrats. I will stress this again. One of the greatest enemies of our nation right now is Ukraine.
Like, if we go be, what the fuck? If we gonna be anything, like, the timeline is so bad for that. Like, you made that video, you was probably so fucking dramatic about it, and you actually meant all that shit. Then a few days later, this comes out. I would shut the fuck up. Like, dead ass, I would shut the fuck up after that. Oh, no. We don't do the collusions.
We are talking.
This another thing. Boy, it's just a fucking beat down of this motherfucker's credibility right now. Because you know what? I'm pretty certain we all disagree about a bunch of things. I'm pretty certain there's a few of you in here that are going to vote for Kamala. I'm pretty sure there's a few of you in here that's going to vote for the Trumpinator. I'm pretty sure there's probably one of you in here that wants to vote for Kanye. But I don't necessarily care. Because you know why I don't care? I keep saying it. We paying taxes anyway. Remember when people cared about Ukraine? I mean, they still do, but in terms of popular to talk about, that's kind of died down. You know what I'm saying?
About
now, Tim Pool is going to sit here and discuss something with all of you. And I want to know if any of you, agree.
we are talking about crime and punishment and Donald Trump.
Actually, hold on. Before I play that for you, because you like that sensation, baby. Where is it? Why is this one? That actually is a pretty decent ass thumbnail. Fucking SpongeBob. Fuck. Oh man, I'm amazing. I'm amazing. And you know what's crazy? Stole that. Big stole that. That's not mine. Thanks, Twitter. Thank you, Twitter. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Apparently, Tim Pool
Thank you. Shut up.
was getting roasted.
Shut up. All right. We need this. I think, unless this is the full thing. I don't know if it is the full thing or not, but let's watch.
Needs to go after these people. Laura was saying, take the gloves off, stop being nice to them, fuck them. And I said they should all be arrested. There should be lists. Laura said we should give anyone who committed treason the death penalty.
Why accept the deal? Money. What the fuck? I don't know why you and Ahsoka are trying to have this in-depth conversation. They did this shit for money. And either they didn't know who they were fucking signing on with, or they did know and they're just fucking around, which, based on somebody, would warrant somebody getting a hollow point.
And then the show gone.
Did y'all see the Sonic movie trailer? I know we watched it, but did y'all see it? And did y'all see the immediate reactions of a bunch of people getting excited? Because we might finally see Maria get a hollow point to the fucking face. I need a reference to those disgusting black creatures.
Because YouTube doesn't allow calls.
If I don't get it, it's the worst movie ever. Who's Maria? I might actually go into my YouTube studio and ban the fuck out you for that.
For the death penalty. That's why they deleted our episode of Alex Jones the first time it happened 3 years ago. And he didn't even say anything crazy. He said, I agree with Bill Gates. We should have firing squads. And he later was like, I meant vaccines. Line them up. Give them shots. Get them. He was it's like I was making a joke. I was sarcastically saying.
I'm not going to pull an Alex Jones. I stand by everything I said. I'm not sorry for anything I said.
You see this creature right here? She wants the death penalty for anyone who commits treason. So again, why do women have rights? Because, there's a certain subsection of this political party who wants women to just be like bed wenches. Why is she speaking?
I truly believe that there may be different...
And that is a lot of Botox.
Different interpretations of what it means to commit treason. I truly believe that the people who engaged in the coup against Donald Trump and have caused, civil unrest and chaos in our country for the last 7 years.
So all the motherfuckers on January 6th got to face that wall too? Or is it just the people who mad at Trump?
Through Crossfire Hurricane and also through these... what I believe are illegal witch hunts against the president of the United States right now, unconstitutional witch hunts against Donald Trump. They are treasonous. They are traitors. They should get the death penalty when they are jailed in the next Trump administration. And I'm not going to apologize for what I said. I, was not trying to get your stream taken down, but my belief is held by millions of Americans. And
you're saying
I really do believe that
when they are arrested or when they're indicted, arrested,
And they have a
tried,
trial.
and convicted.
Yes.
Should they be found to have committed treason by a jury of their peers, you say death penalty.
Absolutely. Do you
You know what? Fresh and Fit was right. I don't want to hear women speak. All the female streamers I watch are VTubers. Did Peachy come back and is a VTuber now? Did I miss some shit? What the fuck? If I go to this streaming channel and I find out that she's a VTuber, I might actually kick her in her face. I don't need to see that. I deserve better for myself than to see something like, oh, no? Okay. I was just wondering. Because who knows? Who knows? Who knows? And I know she knows. But you know what's funny about this? Buddy's gotten into some legal trouble recently because I think a Kamala Harris Twitter account, I don't think maybe it's an affiliated account, and I tweeted out the clip of this bitch talking about the death penalty. And he's talking about, I'm gonna sue. How dare you do this to me? How dare you do this shit to me?
Of course, this tweet came over the weekend, Labor Day. Immediately, I contacted my legal team. And
you're right. Peachy Violence is wrong. She kind of did buy me a video game, so I'm basically her bitch now, which is crazy. And I don't respect that output. And then you peons are going to find a way to tell Peachy I said this shit. And then she's going to text me in the morning a really passive-aggressively mean text message. And then I'm going to have to threaten her with lashings to get her to stop. Or basically tell her, shut the fuck up before I spoil an anime.
And furious. My family is furious. The tweet in question refers to me as a Trump operative. I do not work for the Trump campaign. I've never received any money from the Trump campaign or Trump PACs. We have received no outside investment for this show.
This shit came out a day ago. The ironic timing is fucking disastrously crazy.
For anything related to Timcast Media Group, we received no outside investment. It's all been funded from the ground up. From the start of my original podcast, youtube.com/Timcast, as well as my personal savings. The tweet goes,
Leon Food ASMR Wild. Shut the fuck up. Fuck. I'm eating. My bad. Fuck. I'm numb.
I'm trying to say that I have a project 2025 plan. I am in no way associated with Project 2025, though I've interviewed some of the people who are associated with Project 2025 and have been involved. Timcast is not,
a lot of them,
has not, and will not be a part of or in any way related to Project 2025.
But you will be some way tied to Mother Russia.
Nor have I ever called for anyone to have unchecked legal authority. And I will stress this because this is the most shockingly offensive part of what they said. And I'm jumping right to it right away, so I don't waste your time because I have a lot to talk about. I am opposed to the death penalty in all circumstances.
Keep that in mind. Because I watched this morning, and apparently there's another part in here that is kind of bad.
And the feds issuing subpoenas.
Remember when he said that he's against the death penalty? He said he's against it. He said him in all forms.
Pulling up evidence, and with real evidence, bring them to judges for warrants. Then these people can spend three years of their lives fighting tooth and nail for the crime against the government for crimes they committed, and we can prove. Yeah. And the reason why we put them on trial is that we can show the whole world we will uncover what you've done.
Who is this we? You not doing nothing. Motherfucker, there are other people doing the legwork. Motherfucker, you in the same boat as me. We wait for other people. What the fuck?
You will make sure everyone knows, and you will be held accountable for it. We normally go to Super Chats here, but we're getting a bonus members only on a Friday instead of Super Chats. It's actually really simple. We added a 10-second delay because we're building the dump system, which we don't actually have functioning because it's convoluted. But I actually don't take any issue at all with what Laura said.
Mister, I disagree with the death penalty in all forms. excuse me, but you know that don't make no fucking sense, correct? You know when you say, like, I'm against the death penalty in all forms, that means when somebody brings it up, you just scream, no, I don't agree. You scream it so that the point is illustrated that you do not make it seem like, hey, I kind of agree given the circumstance.
Actually completely agree that people who commit treason should get the death penalty. However, YouTube will not allow us to say,
oh, so you're too pussy. So she said it and you deleted the stream. But when people clip your ass, now you gotta save face. Oh, does anybody remember when people wanted me to, for some reason, I guess because maybe I was getting up there in the world, people wanted me to talk to this guy, and it was like, why? For what? What would I say to this dude? And now that he had that dog shit take about Grand Theft Auto, and now I'm seeing him actually in real time squirm, I don't respect this motherfucker. You too pussy to just be like, yeah, I agree. So you gonna, first of all, lie, and then pin it on YouTube not liking what you say. People, and it was really just like maybe 2 years ago. So it's not anything recent. I just remember that in the fucking back of my head, and it circulated to the front. It's like, you motherfuckers wanted me to talk to a shill. This motherfucker is a Russian treasonous. I never. Das Beganya, comrade.
with fervor on the show, death penalty for traitors.
Yeah.
It's an insta strike and instant takedown.
Wait.
So I agree. If someone commits treason against this country, I don't think what they're doing is treason, though. We should have been able to have.
No. Okay. I want to apologize because
this guy has great hair.
Matt and Bradley have obviously doctored this footage.
This guy has some great hair. I'm not gonna lie. It's really just because it's gray.
Because Tim Pool just told us on the other video that he is 100% capital punishment at every instance. He would never do this. They didn't talk about how I disagreed with it. Now, he disagrees that it was treason. I guess he's going on, but
he said, I actually don't disagree with what Laura said, but...
And then he said, like, I do think that people who do commit treason should get capital punishment.
Which is the death penalty. That is the death penalty. But fear not, dear viewer, because I'm certain we're all individuals who can give certain people a chance given the circumstances, right? Like, let's not sit here and completely cast Tim aside, because maybe there's somebody out there who could defend him from all of this in a way that maybe could make sense. But who could we depend on for this type of rhetoric? Who could we trust that could give us the unbiased journalistic integrity when covering a story about someone who they're somewhat associated with as it comes to issues on YouTube? Oh, how I wonder, who could I turn to for these moments? Oh, it's him. It's my favorite guy who kind of talks around his own neck. Oh, I did watch some of this. It was bad. It's bad defense. Like, there's an attempt to defend all of this, but it's kind of bad.
Tim Pool addressed it. Benny Johnson addressed it, as well as some new people now.
Hold on. Go back to the... Oh, wait, never mind. It's just a random intro thing he does.
Incident, or the claims that they were receiving funds from people they shouldn't have. Some people from Tenet did a live stream last night. Matt Christensen, Tim Pool addressed it. Benny Johnson addressed it, as well as some new people now. who have spoken out, who allegedly turned down deals from Tenet Media because it was fishy in the first place, which is odd. I myself am on the record and wasn't.
What are you talking about? It is odd. This is odd. You fucking kleptomaniac. Oh, wrong video.
On the record publicly wondering how the heck this company came out of nowhere and had the money to fund all these people when you see that people are getting $100,000 a week is just bonkers to me. $100,000 a week for a show that gets a couple thousand live viewers. That still doesn't mean that literally anybody knew. And I want to take a minute before we dive into everything to remind people, I know my viewers know this, but I am shocked by how few people know that indictment doesn't mean conviction. An indictment is simply saying we're accusing you of doing something wrong. It means effectively nothing. When they would say, oh, Trump indicted.
First of all, great freeze frame. What it means actually is we might have you on the hook for something, and now we're going through the legal proceedings to try to fully get you on the hook for it.
Tim Pool indicted, although he wasn't.
Now, what if they do or don't comes with evidence that will be brought about later. But for right now, we're kind of putting your body closer to the hook.
I mean, it doesn't actually mean anything. All it says is, hey, we're saying you did something wrong, but they haven't proven it, all right? And I would suspect some people would be in jail by now if they had hardcore evidence on all this. But fraud is real, and it makes a perfect time to remind you of the app that I use and I love, Aura. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Aura. It's
You're bought out, buddy. Congratulations on being bought out, I guess. Follow the money in February when Lauren Chen approached me to face new me. Lauren Chen is fried. I just want y'all to know. That motherfucker hasn't said a word about this shit.
You don't want to either. Go to Aura.com/thequartering to try
2 minutes of an ad in. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. When I do an ad, I just put a still up of it, unless it's like something that really needs a detail. But if I'm trying to get people to buy his coffee with my code, I'm just gonna put that first little 5 to 8 seconds in. Go get that coffee, buy the coffee. That's all I gotta do, and I get a pretty decent kickback.
Weeks for free. I've been extremely pleased with Aura, so if you haven't gotten it yet, pick it up today. This from Sebastian Gorka just minutes ago. Always follow the money. In February of 2023, Lauren Chen approached me to be the face of a new media outlet, Tenet Media. You know what's odd? My channel is, let me see. I'm friend.
Oh my God. It's not odd, motherfucker. You're just too much of a fucking brand risk. You're not even a brand risk. You just not in the circles. There's motherfuckers in the circle, but then there's motherfuckers in the circle. You're not a brand risk. I don't even know why I said that. You just not in close, like fucking standing in relationships with these people.
Friendly with Lauren. My channel is bigger than most of the channels, more active than most of the channels that were part of Tenet Media. Save like Benny Johnson, Tim. How come I didn't get any Putin bucks? How come Lauren Chen didn't try to recruit me and give me a bunch of money? I feel left out. Anyway.
Now, while this is a joke, and I know how to work my brain to deduce a joke, you shouldn't be saying this shit with an indictment on the table that implicates people that you are cordial with.
Oh, it's probably because I have a competing outlet called The Publica, which is completely fan funded. We don't take any money. I don't think, again, there's no evidence, but you could check out thepublica.com. We report and we are completely viewer funded. But anyway, the money looked great. Yeah, that's what we're seeing. I think that's part of it. The money that they were offering people seemed like it was so insane. One person was like $400,000 a month. The other person was like $100,000 a week. I forget what it was. The money was so insane that people are like less likely to be worried about it. The money looked great, but I wanted to know where it was coming from. Simple question, you would think. After pushing repeatedly, she gave me the names of people who had no internet footprint, like Edward Gregorian, who had zero media connections. I mean, none. It didn't add up. Warning, if you have a brand and someone wants to leverage it, find out who they are. It's that simple. FYI, according to yesterday's DOJ indictment, Edward Gregorian doesn't even exist. He was invented by the Kremlin. Those caught up in Chen's web should have known better seriously, unless due diligence wasn't important to them. P.S. I don't trust the Harris-Biden DOJ as far as I can spit them after what they did to the innocent J6ers, my White House colleagues Steve Bannon, Peter Navarro, and what they're still doing to my former boss, President Trump, right now. But the Tenet op is real. Time will tell what Chen knew and when she knew it. In the meantime, stay frosty. Here's the thing.
The thing about what Laura knows or doesn't know is that that's her company. So either she knew it all and hid it from people like Tim Pool, or they really sat there and just proved, hey, fuck women. Even though you kind of own this, we're going to go to your husband and backdoor you.
Look, even in the indictment, which again, I will remind my viewers, an indictment is not a conviction. It means nothing. Okay, they're saying we're formally accusing you of something, but it doesn't mean you did it. Okay, even in the indictment, and I want to take a minute here to defend some people here. In the indictment, people like Tim Pool, Benny Johnson.
Bro, if I didn't say it when I first started talking about this, I'm gonna say it now. Tim Pool is not who they really gunning for right now. They really trying to gun for Lauren Chin. There's the actual what is it? Scenario. There's the actual scenario that this motherfucker didn't know anything about it and just took money.
Baby buying Dave Rubin, Matt Christensen, Taylor Hansen, I think. They were all named as being duped, meaning not even the indictment alleged that they had.
They were not named. Their names are nowhere in this. This is 32 pages long. Their names are not in this at all, just so y'all know.
Any idea where this money was coming from, okay? So do you think that would matter to morons like Hassan Piker or Destiny? No, they're all running with a ha, Tim Pool's a Russian asset. Even though in the actual document, it says that they had no idea. And also in the actual accusation, at no point does it show any evidence whatsoever.
I'm gonna lie to you. You know how many motherfuckers wouldn't have known if none of these niggas posted statements on Twitter? People would have been guessing, yes, but nobody knew who it was until they fucking said, hey, I don't know what's going on, but fuck, my bad.
Ever. Of, Kremlin saying, hey, say this thing, content creator saying, I'll do it, and then a video showing where they did it. That did not happen a single time in the indictment that was released to the internet. So as far as I'm concerned, there is zero evidence of any one of these people following orders or taking orders from anybody. There was one small conversation where they said,
Oh, you're gonna say it for me. Oh, I thought I was going to put it back on the screen.
hey, can you guys cover this attack that happened? Maybe look at it from this perspective or that perspective. But what they didn't have was, here's a content creator that did exactly what they said. Never happened. Now,
maybe I just don't know double speak the way I think I do. But say that again.
Single time in the indictment that was released to the internet. So as far as I'll do it, and then a video show, Kremlin saying, hey, say this thing, content creator saying, I'll do it, and then a video showing where they did it. That did not happen a single time in the indictment that was released to the internet. So as far as I'm concerned, there is zero evidence of any one of these people following orders or taking orders from anybody. There was one small conversation where they said, hey, can you guys cover this attack that happened? Maybe look at it from this perspective or that perspective.
Who's Tim Pool? Some bald motherfucker who's insecure about his weird shaped head. That's why he wears a fucking beanie. You realize they got motherfuckers that get mad at me when I wear a bonnet, but they don't say nothing about this ugly motherfucker's misshaped head.
But what they didn't have was, here's a content creator that did exactly what they said. Never happened. Now, if they're hiding that or they're holding it for trial or something along those lines, I don't know. But that has not stopped the dishonest left-wing media from publishing article after articles claiming with Tim Pool's face, saying a mega media group is backed by Russian money. Oh yeah, what about all the Chinese money that the Democrats are taking?
That's not how you fucking do that. You don't say, hey, what about this group? Because that just makes it worse for you. Just so you know.
What about all the money that pumps into Facebook to promote Democrats? What about all the, what about all the Saudi money that's promoting content creators to promote Islam? It's definitely my opinion that there are some very large content creators, and I think you probably know who I'm talking about, that are taking money from the Saudis or someone else to promote Islam. All right. To me, it's very clear. So you have money coming in everywhere. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying ho-hum, big deal. By the way, this election was worth, there are billions spent on this election. A few $1 million spread across 10 different content creators isn't going to move the needle. And again, I want to point out and remind people, no evidence. There is zero evidence whatsoever that a content creator took information from Mr. Gregorian and ran to the internet and pushed a narrative. Nobody on the left seems to care. The Daily Beast doesn't seem to care. Here's Viva Fry writing, the indictment over alleged stuff is in itself election interference. The indictment acknowledges that there was no uniformity of messaging. Again, let me read that again from a lawyer. The indictment acknowledges that there was no uniformity in messaging, meaning they were not taking orders at all. For all I know, I can't prove this. For all I know, the Fed set up a $10 million honeypot to discredit the entire right-wing YouTube podcast community.
You notice how the same guy who just sat there and told you none of these people really could sway an election now just sat there and guesstimated that the fucking FBI put together a plot to fucking end the YouTube right-wingers community. Oh my God. This shit is gay. All I can tell you is that he's gay. Gay, gay, gay. And it ain't even fucking okay. Ahsoka, right? You just heard this motherfucker say they can't. Matter of fact, back it up.
To me, it's very clear. So you have money coming in everywhere. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying ho-hum, big deal. By the way, this election was worth, there are billions spent on this election. A few $1 million spread across 10 different content creators isn't going to move the needle.
Few $1 million spread across content creators isn't going to move the needle.
And again, I want to point out and remind people, no evidence. There is zero evidence whatsoever that a content creator took information from Mr. Gregorian and ran to the internet and pushed a narrative. Nobody on the left seems to care. The Daily Beast doesn't seem to care. Here's Viva Fry writing, the indictment over alleged stuff is in itself election interference. The indictment acknowledges that there was no uniformity of messaging. Again, let me read that again from a lawyer. The indictment acknowledges that there was no uniformity in messaging, meaning they were not taking orders at all. For all I know, I can't prove this, for all I know, the Fed set up a $10 million honeypot to discredit the entire right-wing YouTube podcast community.
I'm actually about to go insane because what the fuck am I hearing? So the shit don't sway nothing. It doesn't move the needle, but you don't know. And props to you for saying you don't know. You're just guessing. You're just guessing. So you can't really get your feet held to the fire for this one. But I will hold your feet to not a fire, but more so 12 candles. And you think the FBI? Wait, who did he say? Who did he say?
Let me read that again from a lawyer. The indictment acknowledges that there was no uniformity in messaging, meaning they were not taking orders at all. For all I know, I can't prove this. For all I know, the Fed set up a $10 million honeypot to discredit the entire right wing.
The Feds, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. You telling me that they trying to do what again?
They were not taking orders at all. For all I know, I can't prove this. For all I know, the Fed set up a $10 million honeypot to discredit the entire right-wing YouTube podcast community.
The entire right-wing YouTube podcast community is, I don't know, maybe being fucked with by the feds. You hear that, Steve? Listening to us all on our iPhones? You're trying to take down YouTubers who, according to a YouTuber, has no sway. Even if they get paid $1 million, millions, or hundreds of thousands. Ah! Shit! Ah! Shit! Ah! Shit! Ah! Shit! Read the third line. The purpose is to effectively kernelize specific counter-narrative reporting which PBS also engaged in. What am I reading this for? They're correlating that whatever issues they have with this, PBS also does it. So I'm guessing his look at it is, how come nobody's getting mad at PBS for doing this? The same thing. And you know what? Sure. I say don't trust anyone. Trust me. You know why? Because I'm too stupid for anybody to come fucking backdoor deal me, and I'm too smart to fucking let it happen. Because the minute it does, live stream, hello, not happening. You ain't getting me like that. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
You know what I mean? Or the Democrats. What's the difference? The purpose is to effectively criminalize.
Or the Democrats. Yes, but which Democrats? Because you ever notice how these motherfuckers just be like, the Democrat? Which ones? Oh, those conservatives. Which ones? Fuck, name them. Y'all only know 3. AOC, the other one whose name I can't fucking work with. Kamala and Tim Walz. Whatever the fuck. You know what's crazy? When this is all said and done, we actually gonna have to have a roundtable discussion about how from this January to next January during the inauguration, how nothing about this election year really was good for America as a whole. All we've gotten is random insults, clips out of context, and motherfuckers trying to explain all the out of contextness with it. Random hot takes about how if you vote for this one, you're a racist who wants to see people die, or if you vote for this one, you're pro-communist, which is convenient considering the amount of motherfuckers who talk about how communism is bad, but they promote motherfuckers like Putin. But, you know, I guess right-wingers are just fucking fighting for the rights of people. Y'all remember when Tucker Carlson went to Russia and basically did a promo campaign for them? Basically, oh my God, look, their grocery stores are so clean. It's like, what? Shut up, you. This the shit that's been going on. Do you realize for the entirety of the summer, now peering into the fall, which means we're getting closer to that fucking election, the top stories regarding both of these fucking candidates has been both parties abusing the word weird, Roland Martin showing bare ass on his news show, people fixating on the fact that Tim Walz's family doesn't want to vote for him, and the people cheering that seemingly ignore a lot of RFK's family, RFK being the guy who's been endorsing Trump the past few days. His family don't fuck with him, but those fucking conservatives won't tell you that. Trump and his fucking team drastically fucking over a funeral service. Oh, but the families all came out against Kamala. That's great. I'm so happy for them. That don't mean shit when the establishment that they had to go to for this shit said that this nigga was a problem. And people trying to find out the validity of this bitch Kamala working at McDonald's. Like, if y'all don't look back at this shit, like, it's not over in November. It's not over when we get a new president. It's over in January when whichever one of these niggas gets inaugurated. You gotta go from that moment backwards to see how fucking stupid we all were as a country. This shit is fucking crazy. This shit is fucking crazy. It ain't just one side. It was everybody, including me, because I was fucking having to see all of this and give my opinions on it. Shit. Oh, and by the way, all you dipshits that wanted to tell me that I'm somehow wrong for pointing out that a stupid motherfucker talking about how I would rather run the risk of being drugged and sexually assaulted seemingly means that I can't fucking criticize that. Let me illustrate to you how dumb you fucking are. Because I believe at least 3 times within the past month, I've illustrated to you all that anyone who says Biden said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black, are dumb as fuck. But they claim that they're going to the true media. I've told y'all that that's not the direct quote. And whenever you dumbasses try to combat me on it, you give me the direct quote, which is not, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. But you motherfuckers try to backdoor mind fuck me by saying, oh, read between the lines. So, okay, let's take your logic and put it towards that motherfucker who said he'd do all these things rather than vote for Kamala. Let's read between the lines. If he's doing all of this to prove that he doesn't want to vote for Kamala, that means he's voting for Trump. Also, so, you know, also when a motherfucker says, oh, I'd rather take a drink with Bill Cosby and fall asleep, read between the lines. That means he's rather running the risk of being raped and drugged than voting for, you know, a woman. And while he's telling you he doesn't care, he cries bitches and moans when somebody says, hey, we won't care when you get shot. When you introduce stupidity to any real conversation, especially on the internet, be ready for that fucking stupidity to come back at you tenfold. Hello? But for some reason, you motherfuckers can't get a clue. And again, I'm going to say it again. Biden never said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. He said, if you're having a hard time deciding on who to vote for between me or Trump, then you ain't black. Still stupid as fuck to say. But how come nobody could give me this direct quote of, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black? Oh, it's because that shit don't exist and y'all reading between the lines, which is fine. But don't get mad when I read between the lines to make something you favor look stupid as fuck. That's fuck. You see, this is why I can't get bought out, because I'm what you dumbasses call a fence sitter. Oh, right. A nigga that look at both of these sides and say y'all do the same shit but for your sides. But if the opposition do that same shit, it's somehow illegal and you should face the wall and all this shit. That's crazy. That's fucking sick. But you know what? It just ain't sick enough, baby.
Counter-narrative reporting which PBS also engaged in. Just say the magic word, Russia, and you immediately get to silence and criminalize all dissenting perspectives. And you can look at it right here. While the views expressed in the videos are not uniform, the subject matter and content of the videos are often consistent with the government of Russia's interest in amplifying U.S. domestic divisions. Oh, you mean they wanted, these people covered trending news, and then allegedly they said, hey, cover this trending news, so suddenly they're in cahoots?
I mean, that would line up perfectly if motherfuckers had the conversations, agreed to it, got the money, then did it, or agreed to it, did the work, then got the money.
Some big attack happens.
Which would be something that the DOJ would have to prove.
There, and Tim covers it, so therefore Russia made them do it. Tim would have covered it in any scenario, period. Right? So in no way have they proved that any of these people, knew, other than allegedly, Lauren Chen and her husband. That's the only ones that right now look like they might be in hot water. Lauren Chen and her husband, the founders of this company, have not said anything publicly, at least at the
They better not say nothing about it. They better not.
Time of this recording. I would assume that they would have at least come out to announce that, they were just as duped as everyone else.
No, you can't. Nope. They cannot come out there and say, we've been duped. You know why? Because they're the founders. They're the people that they went to for this. You can't turn and say, hey, we as the owners should have done a better job. You are fucking insane.
Maybe. I don't know. I would assume, again, given the fact that they are in a legal battle, perhaps their law firm said, hey, don't say anything. I would say, Mike Cernovich seemed to imply that maybe there was a deal cut, but then you have Anonymous here, 60,000 likes, taking a clip of saying, oh, Tim Pool saying that, well, I don't like the war in Ukraine. I don't either.
No, that's not what he said. Play the video. Do you play the video? Sir, do you play? No, he doesn't play the video. He doesn't play the video. That's not what he said. That motherfucker said way more than that. I guess I can end this like this, bro. Whether you hate me or like me, whether if you're mad that I just kind of made you feel bad regarding your shitty ass takes about what people say versus what they actually say and you reading between the lines, just know all my opinions are my own. Not enough money in the world. Well, I'm pretty, given the circumstances, a lot of motherfuckers could be bought out. But I'd rather be bought out with the ability to still give my opinion, bro. I thought the Quartering was a laughingstock. He is to some people. To others, he's a YouTuber people watch. And that's pretty much it. Speaking of, I don't even want to read this shit. I don't even want to read this shit, man. Star Wars not even that good, bro. I promise y'all. Star Wars not even that good, bro. I put on everything. Star Wars not that good, bro. I swear. I swear, this shit not that good, bro. It's not. I've spoken at length about all of this in the past, but the only way things can get better is if Team YouTube does something to discourage this kind of content. Until then, it will only get worse. What is this? Dear Team YouTube, last week, actor Amanda Steinberg, they, for some reason, posted candid comments to Instagram about the rampage of bigotry and vitriol that she has received since leading the cast of The Acolyte, the latest addition to the Star Wars universe. Steinberg's experience is not new. In fact, this known tactic was initially provoked by former Breitbart news editor Milo, last name I'm not trying, who aggressively targeted Ghostbusters actor Leslie Jones under the guise of film criticism after prolonged insults against her Ghostbusters character resulted in harassment against Jones on Twitter. Last name I will not even attempt claimed Jones was playing the victim when she called for action against harassment. The aggressive gaslighting of Jones' experience resulted in last name I will not pronounce being banned from Twitter. 8 years later, name I won't even try. Oh, fuck it, why not? Yiannopoulos. Boy, playbook against marginalized actors has begrudged into a... I don't even care, bro. I don't even fucking care. Like, what is this shit? What is this shit? If the gimmick stop it, what do you mean? What do you mean? You don't like? You want me to make it worse? Last week. Oh, I can't even do that. I can't do that for even a sentence. All right. What are these facts that you speak of? The fuck is this about at this point? Okay, so what I've been able to understand is that what I've been trying to understand is that people are still upset about that show being canceled. And from my understanding, and y'all can fill in the blanks for me because I'm not paying attention to this shit longer than I have to. The lead actress came out and was like, yo, I'm just trying to deal with this, and I've had to deal with a lot of kind of racist coming at me in different ways and all that shit. And of course, once that word comes out, the brigade shows up. It was like, actually, we just criticized how bad the show was, which is fine. However, let's not be ignorant here like we're in the first fucking grade. You can like a franchise and criticize what has been going on, whether it be in a couple shows, a couple movies, or a fuck ton of movies since a certain point. You can do that. But you're not the only people giving your opinion. There are some motherfuckers going beyond the realm of criticism to be overt pieces of shit, which one could consider a hate campaign. And unless the motherfuckers you're literally naming, which I'm seeing RK Outpost, Ryan, that pussy who's too afraid to get his ass whooped in 2K even a year later, or maybe even 2 years later. What the fuck? Geeks and Gamers. Listen, Star Wars. I'm gonna tell you this much: Star Wars Theory had a dog shit video because, and I'm only saying it based off this clip I saw, where he's like criticizing the fact that the star actor was doing her hair while also talking about this shit. It's like, oh, that's not professional at all. Don't you think you owe your audience a better type of presentation for your bitch? It's an Instagram, Twitter video. What the fuck? What the fuck? She has to show out and impress and dress fancy to impress motherfuckers who are gonna pay her to act. Like, I saw that and I was like, I don't even want to watch the full thing because what other pointless bitching you gonna do? Oh, look at this shit at the bottom. Look at this shit that's at the bottom. Look who's at the bottom. Amandla is the current target of this YouTube-based operation. Together, Geeks and Gamers, RK Outpost, and Nerderotic have led the charge against Amandla even before the release of The Acolyte, producing nearly 40 videos relevant to the Amandla and The Acolyte since May. These channels have asserted that Amandla is vapid and narcissistic, the adult pretender dumb and half black bitch. I feel like that's Ryan who said that one. For defending herself against racism, these channels have gaslit Amanda by claiming she's playing the victim card, with RK Outpost proclaiming, "You never been oppressed in your goddamn life, you bitch." You see why I thought like the last one was Ryan? Ryan got like a little sting to that word bitch. I feel like if anybody said that, listen, I don't know if any of this shit true or not, but if you was to like hold a gun to my head and be like, hey, pick which one of these people would call somebody a half black bitch, gotta be Ryan. Gotta be Ryan. He be throwing that fucking word around bad. Bitch. Like, you know how like every video of mine got the word fuck in it? I feel like every video of Ryan's got the word bitch in it. But if he talk about a man or a woman, I shudder to fucking think how many videos he got about LeBron. He calling LeBron a bitch. That motherfucker go nuts. Oh, but this is the meat. The Star Wars fandom refuses to watch another marginalized actor or fan be singled out by prolonged racist harassment from a handful of YouTubers as a result of YouTube's inaction, which has transformed hate into a lucrative career path. It is concerning to us that targeted marginalized actors on social media platforms or other social media platforms has historically resulted in platform bans, whereas the same behavior has made provocateurs millionaires on YouTube. This should be highly concerning to advertisers as well. We understand that YouTube has an important role to play in promoting free speech. However, content uploaded by geeks and gamers, RK Outpost, and Nerdrotic is not opinion or criticism. It is prolonged targeted harassment against women of color. We urge YouTube to enforce its community guidelines and demonetize these channels immediately and permanently. So, essentially, they want these motherfuckers demonetized. And YouTube kind of was like, hey, we kind of operating right. We kind of cooking right now. Like, hey, we kind of cooking. We might be cooking in the background. We kind of cooking in the background. Now, understand me clearly that this would be drastically the worst thing possible, because it will begin the most hilarious, disastrous, slippery slope of all time. This would not be good in the long run, because motherfuckers would be abusing this shit to high hell. Like, if you could start a fucking campaign to get motherfuckers' channels demonetized, fuck it. Who's to say some of these motherfuckers will go and be like, hey, let's try to get these motherfuckers shit gone completely, right? And that would be crazy. But it gets better. Because it didn't work. YouTube said, thanks for reaching out. Just heard back and confirmed that this content is not and will remain up. We totally understand you may not agree with this decision, but we reviewed this video carefully and it's not against our policy. Team YouTube, this is an admission that you have not reviewed our concerns, proven by saying this video when there are 10 plus videos in question. However, thank you for confirming your inability to take safety seriously. You and your advertisers will be hearing from us soon. Oh, dear Lord. Additionally, I would like to point out, Team YouTube, that nobody in Star Wars fandom has requested select videos to be removed, simply that a handful of YouTube channels should be demonetized. The lack of clarity in your response to address our real concerns is appalling. My question primarily is, how is your safety at risk? Because I seem to remember a certain comedian letting the world know that, bitch, you could just turn off your phone. Like, I'm so glad I got my fucking Twitter ban, because I'm barely on this motherfucker. I'm barely on this motherfucker. But I do think we can have like an earnest conversation just a little bit. We can have an earnest conversation about some of this because while I will say criticism is fine, what did I say 5 minutes ago? They got motherfuckers who go beyond that. Now, is it the people they named? I don't know. I can't say that. But you know, I saw this and I was like, you know what? Put it on the screen.
An alarming number of users are exploiting their platforms to spread hate.
Leslie Jones was...
The Star Wars fandom doesn't demand anything. I don't know. A couple of y'all wanted Disney to just drop Star Wars at this point and sell it to somebody else.
Subjected to
Some motherfuckers was demanding that one.
incredibly vicious attacks on Twitter.
I don't say anything I don't believe, but of course I do say things in a way that is going to elicit a response from people.
Sparking outrage, spraying vitriol at many, and helping to legitimize a movement of negativity growing on the internet.
There has been a rampage of vitriol that we have faced since the show was even announced, when it was still just a concept.
I think you should let me hear what they're saying and not have video music in the background.
No one had even seen it.
This is what the
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Acolyte exists for. It's not here for story. It's not here to build the lore. For crying out loud, look at the cast right here. This cast was made for having as little white males as possible in the...
I mean, how bad is that? Is that something that concerns your safety? I'm going to say no. However, it is funny that a guy who criticizes representation now wants to be represented. A ding a ding a ding a ding a ding a ding. The call came from inside the house.
This cast,
you know, Lucasfilm, you know, the retarded Avengers assemble over there, backing each other up.
Racist do stick together.
He accused Jones of playing the victim.
Actress Amanda Stenberg playing the victim card.
They can do nothing other than play the victim.
Amanda Stenberg, the adult pretender.
Pathological, sociopathic, feminist liars in popular culture.
Almost like she's fucking lying through her teeth.
And it would be one thing if we actually saw some evidence of this, right?
What a drastic fucking thing to stop on. You put a crackling campfire in space, nigga. What were the other ones?
If we actually saw
4.7 on IMDb. I bet you are crying more than white men now. Good luck finding your identity. Maybe you'll find it someday. You're not welcome in the Star Wars family. Drastic. Your character sucks, Mary Sue. Well, that's... Y'all kind of hyping this the fuck up the way it is going, but you shouldn't have added this one if you were trying to prove a point.
Some evidence.
Garbage woke show. Again, not really proving a point here.
Of this.
Just saw your interview and your racist dig at all white people. Fuck you. I mean, we're kind of towing that line.
Right.
This one is wild.
If we actually...
This one's wild, but it's emojis. You're trans delusional and the acolyte sucks. Hope you never get casted again. I think the hope you get never casted again is crazy, and the trans delusional thing, if this is directed at Amanda, is nuts. Yeah, that's fucking nuts. But,
some of this shit she's talking.
Cancel the Reagan. Oh, never mind. I know what it is. It's my word with the ER, but backwards, which is also crazy.
But no.
Oh, well, I can't scroll through this shit.
This is just gaslighting.
I mean, so look, we might have had like 2. The other ones were just like, fuck, that's up to one's interpretation. And if you asking me for mine, some of those was like tame. How does anyone give a fuck about YouTube comments? I mean, so they cherry pick some shit? I mean, basically, but that's to prove a point that it isn't made up, but also to counter that, you can't really let these motherfuckers, like this small minority who can't make shit anyway, tell you what's good or not. You kind of got to put your foot into it to make, even if it's even enjoyable, somewhat cool to fuck with. Because, let's be honest, this is all based on subjective opinions anyway. I'm pretty certain I could find 10 people that really like the fucking Acolyte. In fact, I know that I could find more than that because of that fucking petition of people wanting a second season. And then you have the people who hate it. So it's like, it's all based on your opinion on what you find good about what it is you want to fucking watch. And I've said this privately, and it's only because I was told this, because let me go ahead and tell y'all some Leon lore. I know a couple people. I knew a couple of people. I mean, let's be honest here. And they knew of me and of what I do on YouTube. And they would watch me watch other people and speak to certain individuals who they seemingly recognized or knew about in some capacity. And they would ask me, why the fuck are you watching this or talking to them? To gain a little bit of understanding. And because they're kind of cool people. Oh, but they talk a lot of shit. It's like, yeah, they do. And, you know, sometimes you got to check them on it. And there was a small, intricate conversation that stuck with me and has warped how I fucking view a lot of motherfuckers critiquing some of this shit. If you notice, there's a lot of fucking heat towards actors and the writers of these shows. Like, if these shows are like what people would deem as woke or all this bullshit, there's a lot of smoke for the writers and the actors. Part of the reason is because the fucking actors are getting on TV doing interviews saying something to entice a motherfucker to respond, and the writers are also on occasion doing that. The smoke y'all should really have in terms of legitimate criticism should be for the executive producers. Y'all should have way more smoke for them than a fucking writer, because a writer is trying to make sugar out of shit. And they have to report to a fucking higher up about if they could make this work or that work. And some shit gets passed, some shit don't. Some shit get changed while going through production. I don't understand why people just stop watching and paying for things they don't like. Well, money. Money is number one, because there's more intrigue in criticizing than actually doing anything. Like, there's more money in criticizing. That's why, even though he'll tell you about how feminism bad and, you know, we got to do something about this, Ben Shapiro bought tickets to see the fucking Barbie movie and basically gave it free promotion. Like, hello? It's like, when y'all doing all this, it just make me think of that conversation I had where more motherfuckers should be going at executive producers and saying, hey, you co-signing a lot of bad television. Stop it. Or we won't watch. But fuck. Why y'all think I don't fucking give y'all reviews on like anything, like games or TV? Because I didn't watch it. I don't give a fuck with. Listen, I'm cool with Eric July. I saw him #1 and all that shit. But I don't give a fuck what he said. I don't give a fuck. That Spider-Man movie with all them Spider-Man, awesome. He's right. It was absolutely fan service, and it was fan service that worked. I don't give a shit what he said about Peter Darker. Into the Spider-Verse was fucking awesome. And I'm mad that because I think it was the strike. Because of the strike, the movie got delayed, but I know they gonna go nuts for part 2. And that bitch gonna be a movie. Like, bro. That shit gonna be a movie. And it's gonna be fucking great. And all these motherfuckers gonna fight tooth and nail to say that the shit ass. It's all subjective. If you really interested to see if it's trash or not, Either buy the fucking $12 to $20 ticket, $50 if you want food, and go see it. You know what's crazy? Motherfuckers gonna have movies of the year and all that shit. You know my 2 movies of the year? You know what? Fuck that. You know my movie of the year is Bad Boys? Like, yeah, Deadpool made all that money, but Bad Boy, that shit was funny from top to bottom. Game of the year. My game of the year is more likely than not going to end up being NCAA 25. It ain't gonna be Wukong. Oh, by the way, I rage quit Wukong. I gotta re-download Wukong. I can't seem to be that chapter 4 final boss, and I fucked up by, I guess, fighting a secret boss early, and now I can't go back and fight whatever secret bosses I was dealing with beforehand. So, you know, mighty fine Leon oopsie. What about Sonic? Sonic still has the potential. The problem is I haven't played it yet. I haven't even played it yet. So when I get my hands on it, maybe that'll be my game of the year. But for right now, my game of the year, NCAA 25. And I don't give a fuck about none of y'all opinions. You know why? Because it's mine. I'm not about to sit here and argue my fucking opinion with you peons.
Are terrible, talentless people that we are instructed that we must like unless... Then the sort of subtext is, you know, if you don't like them, you're some kind of bigot somehow.
Terrible performance, her attitude, driving away fans, or anything like that. No, it's everyone else's fault, and they're racist, and they just hate me because I'm black. It's all, like... She's so vapid and narcissistic.
It is the most, like, kind of narcissistic, lack of self-awareness.
And she's still bitching about oppressors. You've never been oppressed in your goddamn life, you bitch.
Look at that. They got a Derek Chauvin George Floyd memorial.
See? Wild. That's fucking wild. But I kind of want to, like, my money's on, like, Ryan saying the half black bitch part. That's where my money at.
But also every single different race of people has been enslaved and discriminated against and oppressed in some way throughout our entire history. The only people that can't get over it seems to be black people.
I am not a racist, though I'm frequently told that I am one. But I am in favor of oppressing whatever the fuck this is, because
I ain't gonna lie. Her doing that music video to respond to people was like their fucking moment in the sun. It was like, oh my God, we just got validated because she's so triggered. That's how they spun it. That's the same shit they tried to do with Lizzo. Oh my God, Lizzo's coping because she reacted to South Park making a joke about her. But if you actually watch what Lizzo did, she wasn't coping about shit. She was playing into it and having fun. And now these same dipshits would be like, huzzah, we bullied Lizzo into losing weight. I don't think these people should be demonetized. I'll be honest with y'all. Well, I'm going to say Ryan because I kind of like Ryan, even though he's a pussy who doesn't want to play me in 2K because he's scared of that big man. He's scared of that big man. He's scared of that big man. He's in fear of that big man. He's in fear of that big man. Y'all want to see my big man? Y'all want to see what he look like? Y'all want to see what my big man look like? I've been playing 2K the whole time. Look at him. Look at that guy. That right there. Sleep paralysis demon. Look at my hair. I whip my hair back and forth. 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 People whining about. It's a lot of motherfuckers whining about arguably the most pointless shit. TV. Motherfuckers whining about the most pointless shit. TV. That motherfuckers whining about TV. You should play Astrobot. No. Matter of fact, I turn my back to you. He's scary for it. What are you talking about? What's scary about it? It's me, Leon, the YouTuber, but in basketball form. Look at me. I'm a basketball player. What do you mean? Look at me. It's me. I'm waving my hand. Look at me. This is what I do. You know what I'm saying? Look at that guy. Look at that guy. Hold on. Look at him. Look at him dripped out. Look. Would you want to play 1v1 against that guy? Oh man, I'm funny. Look at him in his full fit though. Look at that jersey. Look at that jersey. The level of delusion. How dare you? You fucking liberal, left-leaning, Russia paid for fucking operative. Do I even need to watch them react to this? No, because we all kind of get the fucking point. Like, these motherfuckers just trying to get them banned. They failed. But now we get to the good part. Now we get to how we're going to close the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, he's back again to give us, I guess, what we asked for. More takes about anything regarding Kamala.
So this is what we're doing now. The new tactic is attacking straight black males, questioning their sexual identity because they support Kamala.
You know what? I wonder if there is a certain perspective we could get on there. I wonder if there's a certain perspective out there that we could watch to get a core understanding about what the issue is going on here. Because, you know, I'm a fair and balanced man, and I would just love to know if there are any issues out there into the ether that are important.
I know I'll be attacked for saying this, but it's fine. It's the truth. But the men who follow Roland Martin do not tend to be alpha males. They normally tend to be...
Bro, alpha males are fucking gay. They're petulant little boys who have a little bit of muscle and think that's the only saving grace that they got in this world. Every single online alpha male is a predator preying upon delusional, low self-esteem young men for their money.
What is called beta males, and I'm not saying this as an insult, you know, but it is what it is. Back in the day...
You were saying that as an insult. Who's Roland Martin? Some fat news guy who showed bare ass on his fucking video, on his fucking stream. You want to see it? You want to see some bare ass? You want to see some bare ass? Fuck it, I know you do. You freaky frogs. You freaky frogs. You want to see some bare ass?
Check this out.
About your opponent, Donald Trump. I was a little bit surprised. People might be surprised to hear that you have never interacted with him, met him face to face. That's going to change soon. But what I want to ask you about is what he said last month. He suggested that you happened to turn black recently for political purposes, questioning a core part of your identity.
Yeah.
Wait for it.
Any same old tired playbook.
Wait
Next
for
question,
it.
please. That's it? That's it.
Wait for it. Booty. And his man ass too. I don't want to see this shit. There's a whole lot of man ass going on in there. But look at him panic. Look at him panic like after.
About your opponent, Donald Trump. I was a little bit surprised. People might be surprised to hear that
We ain't
you have
doing
never
this.
interacted with him, met him.
It's the next question.
Still didn't see it. You want to see it? I'm not playing it again.
They call him henpecked. They don't wear pants.
So yeah, that's who Roland Martin is.
Those types of men or LGBTQ men, those are normally the men that follow Roland Martin. Whenever you see an alpha male, a headstrong male, a male who stands on his shit on his show, Roland Martin attacks that man. So this is my observation. Y'all can get mad all y'all want. So when that video was released, it didn't surprise me. You know what I'm saying? If it comes out that it's not real, cool. But for now, until I see that it's not, I believe it because his behavior leads me to believe that's what he likes. And if he likes that, cool. You know, You grown, do what you do. But I'm just saying, Roland Martin is very sassy, and alpha males do not follow Roland Martin.
Let me tell you, bro, alpha males are some sassy little bitches, and they even more sassier than the ones you call sassy. And I'm gonna tell you why. All you gotta do is strike them in the ego, and that alpha male gonna turn into a bitch real fast. Look at any of them. All you gotta do is test them. Start striking their ego and watch them turn into a bitch.
I have men attacking me on behalf of the defense of Roland Martin. I mean, they don't be the most masculine men. That's all I'm saying.
You say what we say at home. So you're right. When you're sitting opposite of Scott Jennings, you got to jump in his ass. You got to jump in his ass. Jump in his ass. His ass. You got to push back immediately.
And remember what I said about motherfuckers and how we're going to have to look back at this whole election cycle. Remember, a motherfucker made a remix of a motherfucker saying you got to jump in his ass after seeing bare ass on his stream. Like, this is what we doing.
Immediately jump in his ass.
They're saying like all the college kids, boys, men, whatever they are trying to be conservative. And I'm like, yeah, duh. The left is so insane at this point that like if you're a dude, especially if you are a straight dude and put yourself in that category, like you're like insane. It's like not only is it like it's embarrassing. It's like imagine being a man being like, yeah, I'm a Democrat. It's like literally the most like feminine, embarrassing thing you can do.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about a funny story, right? This is a fun story because
I don't understand how supporting your political party makes you like somewhat weird or weak, but I'm comfortable playing this game, but I feel like y'all already know how I'm going to play it, and it'll automatically get me labeled as like the edgelord, cringy, I don't know what I'm talking about type of individual by playing the same game that these individuals are playing. Because if I do that, I'm going to start showing you certain hypocrisies of individuals, especially when it comes to their favorite thing, which is team sports.
a lot of people are noticing patterns, right? They're noticing patterns about the men who are supporting Kamala Harris, okay? People notice that a lot of these guys, okay, they don't seem to be the most masculine of men, okay? They seem to always be on these liberal networks.
I don't even know the context of all these individuals crying. I do know bald guy in the top left is crying about Biden being the president, which dog shit. But the reason why the suicide rate for men will always be in record numbers of high is because you motherfuckers do a great job disastrously caring about men's mental health. You should make a video, and you should make this into a video. I will not. There's not enough juice on it just yet.
Boohoo, whining, and cried, right? And people pick up on this, okay? They have.
This is the same man who boohoo, whined, and cried when Trump was going through legal battles and got shot, trying to get you all to galvanize to fucking support him. Just so y'all know, like that's who we talk about other people boohoo and quote whining and crying. So y'all know.
Spoke it out and said, hey, what's going on here? Why is it that a lot of these men that are supporting Kamala Harris, why is it that they seem to be more feminine, okay? Not very masculine, more beta, okay? Because if you notice, a lot of these guys out here supporting Kamala Harris, they just tend to carry themselves in ways that are non-traditional, okay? Their gesticulations, the way that they go about, sashaying around the place. People just got a lot of questions, right? And I want to talk about this, but before we get into it, we have to have a word from the sponsor of this video, Noble Gold. Are you worried about the future of the U.S.?
It's the reason why motherfuckers are all bought out. Like, I don't necessarily put stock into anything a lot of people say. When the fuck was I ever supposed to trust, like, a gold selling corporation? When the fuck could I have ever trusted a gold selling corporation? Like, if you want to talk about scams and some shit I'll never be able to, like, with a straight face buy into, is motherfuckers selling me gold. Because let's be real, if motherfuckers are selling gold, wouldn't everybody be rich?
U.S. economy with so much
oh wait, I live in America. Never mind.
Uncertainty in the air. It is natural to fret about the security of your retirement savings. However, there's one asset.
You should absolutely be weary of your account saving, especially if your children got a hand on it. Y'all know, if y'all ain't heard from y'all, like if y'all got cousins that's in like they early 20s and y'all ain't heard from them in a while, and they got a Chase bank account. I feel like you should know why they nowhere to be found right now. Them poor little bastards are on the run. Those poor little bastards are on the run. Why are you going to trust any corporation? Because I got to at this point. I trust my barber. Like, so many people going to jail. It's the fact that even the people that think they're not, they somehow think they gotten away with it too. But it's like, I need y'all to understand. And I'm going to say this slow so that you really get it. As somebody who works in cybersecurity, we got y'all information. Not because we stole it, but because you gave it to us. You gave it to Chase Bank when you applied for that credit card, that debit card, that fucking bank account. Them people know who y'all are and who y'all tied to because you gave them that information. So when they hound your ass and when they up you out your money, and then when you wake up after you thought you done made it big, and then you see all them numbers in red, don't be shocked. And I don't know why y'all motherfuckers thought y'all could get away with it at Chase Bank. And yes, Leon is the cyber dude. Leon was not the most athletic teenager in the world, but he knew how to operate a computer, and he knew the ins and outs. He went to school for the ins and outs. He graduated with a degree in the ins and outs. And Leon is going to tell you with a straight face, it's embarrassing that these motherfuckers were stupid enough to think we can get away with putting any information of our personal life and giving it to a fucking bank to commit fraud. If y'all ever been into a high school where you didn't trust it, you might have heard a dumbass say the cameras don't work, so we could do everything. In reality, the cameras work, and they just putting a file on your dumb ass so that when you get caught for something big, they could just say, hey, we got you for this, we got you for this, and we got you for that. But that's trivial. When you are trying to commit bank fraud, they getting your ass automatic. And there ain't shit you could do about it. So I hope you got some good shoes and some nice stamina and some good feet, because you're going to be on the run for a hot little minute. I heard that one a lot. Bro, I can't tell you. I'm going to tell you a story. High school, the biggest room under the sun, the cameras don't work. That's what everybody said. The cameras don't work. None of them work. None of the cameras work. They don't work. I got in trouble once. Brought into the principal office. You know what this motherfucker had in his office? A fucking 4-monitor set that interchanges all the cameras that were in the school. And you know what they were? On and working and recording. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. But remember, untrusted motherfuckers will tell you the cameras don't work. A few people got 400K, and yeah, in the negatives. Oh, and I didn't even tell you the best part. I was talking to one of my friends, and we was joking about it, but he know he not gonna do that, and I know he not gonna do that because I'm not gonna let him do it. But he was like, "Oh, people that know how to do it already got away with it." No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Just because, and his rationale was, "Oh, they spent all the money." Do you realize that you still on the hook for that money you spent? Let's say you did it and you just got the money sitting in your bank account and they come back and get your ass. They gonna zap all that money out, including what you already had in there. So if you had $2 in that motherfucker and you tried to run off with $400,000, they taking $400,000 and $2. Why? Because you motherfuckers committed a fucking criminal act, and they gonna up you for that criminal act. And who's to say they don't add a fucking fine to that? So I just want y'all to know, y'all not smart. I'm pretty certain a couple of y'all probably got straight A. I'm pretty sure, you might be back in school, and right now you got a couple A's in the class. You know what I'm saying? But you dumb as fuck when it come to everything else in the world. This ain't GTA. I know GTA cool and all, but this ain't GTA. This real life. And them five stars real. That's probably the only thing real. Them 5 stars real. And them blue lights, they're fucking crazy. And then they post, that's another thing. Stop. Like, for everybody else, for like the people who like, it's their job to look for this shit, they're going to hope you do it. And I don't mean to make excuses for criminals, but this is what the sentence is going to sound like anyway. If you're going to commit the crime, don't tell me about it on social media. Like, what the fuck? Why would you tell people? And listen, you could tell like your friends, but you got to make sure them motherfuckers ain't got no social media. You got to make sure them motherfuckers don't get on the Twitter and start talking. These niggas was doing They got a video of a TikTok. A dude drove to a Chase Bank and his motherfuckers lined up. Now, maybe that's an old video, or maybe that's a bunch of motherfuckers trying to like operate that glitch. And to be honest with you, if I found out about that shit and I worked at Chase Bank, oh, I'm shutting down all the ATMs. You want to make a transaction? Come see me at the desk, partner. We gonna do this shit manually all day. We gonna do this shit all day. Ain't gonna be no ATMs around this motherfucker. You come see me at the desk, homie. And if you got a problem, fuck, I got that button under the desk. We gonna get the PD on here. Yo, that's another thing. If you fucking dummies don't know, them motherfuckers got that button under that desk. soon as they even get a whiff of criminal activity going on in that bank, boop, and fucking PD on their ass, and you gonna be like, oh shit, it's the fuzz. That's probably the funniest shit I ever heard, bro. That's probably the funniest shit I ever fucking heard. Cheese it, it's the fuzz. Chase Bank was closed Sunday and Monday. That's wonderful. Do you realize the ATMs are fully accessible? Do you realize that they got Chase Banks where the ATM is right outside? So it's like, stop talking or like, stop trying. Like, when are you going to give it up? The fuck? My bad. I forgot. You niggas don't know what ATMs look like. What the fuck? God damn it, Ahsoka. Now I gotta fucking dig into you. Cause you don't want to fucking shut the fuck up. They got ATMs that are outside of the fucking offices of a Chase Bank. They got some Chase Banks, which I don't know why this is structured like this at all, where before you get into like the main building, they got a random spot where you could just fucking go and fucking get to the ATM. And in some scenarios, there's a security guard right there to make sure motherfucker don't walk out that bit. I ain't gonna lie, they got a Chase in Florida. This shit weirdly structured. It's weirdly structured if you're a criminal. And by weird, I mean you're not getting out if you try. You gotta walk in, and the fucking middle of it is ATMs, but there's a security guard with a button that will lock them fucking doors if you try some shit. And I ain't gonna lie, I don't want to be locked in a room with nobody, but I especially don't want to be locked in a room with a cop. That shit's sick. Ahsoka, I will wrangle your neck. I am talking about Chase Bank 8. You know what?
That stands the test of time, and that is
I'm ignoring y'all.
For centuries, gold has been a hedge against market volatility.
Y'all the same motherfuckers that couldn't give me a direct quote about Biden saying y'all ain't niggas if y'all don't vote for him. So leave me alone.
And economic.
I don't have time for this Russian propaganda.
Economic instability with the gold IRA from
you motherfuckers are. You know what? That's my new lie. Y'all bought by the Russians. Some motherfuckers never think I know about all this other shit going on, but then I just drop a hint and motherfuckers be like, oh, he does know. So I'm gonna fucking say at some point, You know what? Anybody who disagrees, you might be bought out by the Russians. And I'm going to just put a picture up of Tim Pool bald ass head. And I ain't going to say nothing else. That Donald Duck ass laugh. What the
Noble Gold Investments, you can harness the power of precious metals in order to secure your...
You know, the one time I was tempted to actually become a criminal? I was at Chase Bank, coincidentally. And you know how they got like the drive-through ATMs? I went, I wanted to deposit some money, but I'm terrified of human interaction, so I went through the drive-through ATM. Guess what was in front of me? The fucking truck that has all the money in it that goes into all these banks. And the back door was open. And my mind said, ooh, if I could just if I had the ability and the stealth and the stamina to get out of my car, run in the back of that truck, grab as much of that shit as I can and get back in my car and drive off, I'd do it. There were a bevy of problems, though. There were cameras everywhere, not just on Chase Bank's ceilings, but I was right behind a Winn-Dixie, and I know they got cameras in that parking lot with a drastic angle of where that Chase Bank was at. And some of these motherfuckers be sitting in the back of the truck with a gun. So I say, you know what? I'm going to take my little 500 and I'm going to just go deposit that in the bank. I'm no criminal. Sometimes I just think life a game. And you know what? I'm one of the motherfuckers who see everybody doing some illegal shit. And I'm like, I'm going to be the nigga that do it and get caught. And I'll never do it. I'm going to be the nigga that get caught. And I'm just like, you know what? Nope. Y'all got it. You know what's crazy? The motherfucker who was putting the money in the ATM, that motherfucker flexed on me. He got out the car with a big ass stack of that shit, all in it wasn't Ziploc bags, but it was sealed bags to protect the firmness of the money, because that's fresh bills. So it's they in this little sealed baggage. That motherfucker flexed on me. He was like, yeah, you see this money? I'm like, man, nigga, that ain't even yours. Do your job. Put the ATM back together so I can get my shit. Fuck you. I ain't tell him that, but he could see it on my face. That gold look fake. I ain't gonna lie, this shit look fake. I wasn't even looking at the screen. I was just sitting here talking to y'all about the times Leon thought he could be a GTA mastermind in real life. Y'all remember when y'all got GTA 5 online and y'all could potentially become a GTA criminal mastermind and you just had to, fuck it. I'm recanting my life and you people don't care about me.
Financial.
You only care when I collude with the Russians.
By rolling over your existing IRA or 401k into a self-directed gold IRA, you can enjoy the potential for long-term growth and stability.
Potential does not mean automatic. So no, thank you. I'm not risking my 401k for random hope.
Diversify your portfolio with a tangible asset that has real value. Setting up a gold IRA with Noble Gold Investments has never been easier with its streamlined process and expert guidance. This election year, do not let the volatility and uncertainty keep you up at night. Vote for the timeless safety of...
Excuse me? I'm not thinking about my finances. I mean, technically I am, because I keep telling y'all, no matter who y'all vote for, we pay taxes. So that got something to do with the finances of it all.
Of gold and silver in 2024. And Noble Gold Investments will give you up to 10.
Oh, and in case y'all thought I was lying, I dead ass deleted Wukong. I'm so dead ass about that shit. I got so mad at that fucking game, and I gotta re-download it. I gotta re-download it and get back in it. I gotta get back into it. I got to. His shirt. Oh, nigga, you gay. Man, no. I don't give a fuck if you're a fan of Trump or not. Leave Mario the fuck out this shit. Mario don't want none of this shit. Yes, bro, I uninstalled the game and got mad, bro. Fuck. I'm human. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm gonna re-download it and get back on it. Fuck, I just needed a break. It was pissing me off, bro. It was pissing me the fuck off. I said, you know what? I don't even want to look at you. I don't even want to see you in like my main game library, bro. Like, chill. Leave me alone, bro. Leave me alone, dudes. I'm gonna re-download it. Just like, let me live. This right. I literally was like, I was just sitting there like, I'm trying to beat this chapter 4 boss, and this motherfucker pulling out bullshit on top of me already having to beat this fucking tiger and yellow long. Man, fuck it. If y'all not watching me on Twitch, y'all don't know. Y'all don't know what I've been going through. Y'all don't know what I've been going through. I've been going through bullshit on that fucking game. Literally to the point where I gotta play some Disney music in order to get focused for real.
Ounce silver Trump coins.
Oh my God. This boy. I would not trust this shit as far as I can fucking throw it. I'm not trusting no fucking Trump coin. You fucking ooh whoa shit. Whoa shit. Nigga. You don't want me to trust the Democrats. All right, cool. You want me to trust some shit called Trump coin? Bitch, this bitch got me paying the rent. My ISP hates Twitch. That means nothing to me. Follow me on Twitch.
Or a 10-ounce silver American flag bar if you open a qualified account. Go to noblegoinvestments.com now. That is noblegoinvestments.com. And just remember, there's a risk with every investment and there's no guarantee of any kind.
Kamala was raised by an Indian mother in Canada, but now she sounds like Fannie Willis.
You know, I was going to come up on here and talk about his all upper palate.
All right. That's another thing. I don't know if any of y'all know what code switching is, but it's basically if you talk a certain way with your partners, your friends, you're not going to talk that exact same way when you try to get a job. You not talking like that when you try to get a job. Like, do you realize me saying fuck shit bitch damn? You know I'm not saying that when I'm in like a professional meeting. That's called code switching. And everybody fucking does it. Anyone who says they don't do it, they lying. Or they've never been in a scenario where it's time to code switch. That's really all it is. They've never been in a scenario where they got a code switch. So I can't really respect their opinion on it.
No lip having ass. But you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to do something else. Let's tell you the story when I was in my first gay relationship at the age of 21.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. Wait a minute. That dude that was on the screen, not him. Not whoever this dude is. Him, that motherfucker made a wild ass comment about Kamala and motherfuckers having their way with Kamala. And it's like, I know what he was trying to say with that shit, but he said it just like so weird. He made it seem like a bunch of foreign leaders was gonna rape Kamala. It is like weird. Like, I know what he meant. He just said it so fucking weird.
No lip having ass. But you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to do something else. Let's tell you the story when I was in my first gay relationship at the age of 21. It wasn't until my boyfriend told me that when I went into barbershops or when I got into my Uber or my Lyft, that my voice went down a couple of octaves and my voice got deeper. See, as a gay man in the recesses of my mind, my brain was saying, present in a way that is presentable, present in a way that is normal, quote.
Man, fuck all that. Cut my hair. Cut my hair before I brush my beard on your fucking head.
Unquote, so that you can be free from violence and harm.
Florida Congressman Byron Donalds traveled far and wide to be up under his man to show support for him, lasting off in his rocket, likely with the rest of his crew, to show fealty to Donald John Trump, only for that man to get on that stage and say,
I ain't even gonna fucking lie to y'all. If Kamala win, boy, I'm gonna laugh my ass off at all these reactions I'm gonna see from certain motherfuckers, because it's gonna be bad. Just like if Trump win. If Trump win, these reactions gonna be bad. Ooh, it's gonna be a lot of motherfuckers saying certain shit. And it's gonna be a lot of stupid shit.
Well, look who we have. Byron, say that, please. Superstar of the future, Byron Donalds, Florida. Wow, that's nice to have you here.
I ain't even gonna fucking lie to you. What is the point of this video? Y'all mad? Niggas mad because they got basically called feminine for supporting a woman? And then motherfuckers trying to prove the point with TikToks or random niggas. You know you can find straight motherfuckers that support Kamala, right? They got straight motherfuckers who support Kamala. No, they got gays for Trump too. So it's like motherfuckers can say the same thing about them. What the fuck? This shit is baboonery.
he's good. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. That one is smart. You have smart ones and you have some that aren't quite so good.
Ooh. What a drastic. What a drastic. I'm bored of this video, so I kind of want to show y'all one that actually holds substance. Am I allowed to do that, or do you all just want more propaganda? Do you all want more propaganda? I think you kind of want propaganda. Nah, you don't want propaganda. You don't want propaganda. You want something with a little bit of twang to it. You want something with a little bit of twang to it. You know what I'm saying? So allow me to just give you a little bit of twang.
Trump is racist, the Republican Party is racist. Well, let's play that theme out throughout history. Let's look at who was the party of slavery, who was the party of Jim Crow, right? Who was the party of the slave codes. Well, those are Democrats.
When anyone ever tells you, and if you go watch this video, it's on Mother Joe's YouTube channel. If anybody ever tells y'all that black people were better under Jim Crow, and they start listing a bunch of shit towards you, ask them about Jim Crow's laws, and you try to get them to answer if we was all like better off under Jim Crow, because that's crazy. Saying that statement and then being like, oh, the black family was together. Well, no shit, because if they were separated, there's the likelihood they gonna get fucking done in. Hello? Hello?
Have that conversation. And when you look at when the Senate was integrated, those were black Republicans. When we look at Frederick Douglass, black Republican. So that's on the political side, why I believe that a black American should be willing to.
You've legit never heard that said. You're not expanding your mind to the stupidity of real world informative politics as it was told to be.
To look at the Republican platform in terms of my political convictions as a pastor, my conviction in my heart. A black woman's womb is the most dangerous.
Oh, no. I didn't know where he said it, but I need y'all to understand. If you're a woman and you're black, you're fucking dangerous. You're dangerous. Do you know why? It's because you have a fucking womb.
My political convictions as a pastor, my conviction in my heart. A black woman's womb is the most dangerous place for a black child to be.
Not potentially in the hands of a predator, not with, a potential criminal who's just like out and about and shooting the fuck out of the world. Not at a school where, based on today, a motherfucker could be the victim of a school shooting. Not in any of those scenarios where, it's a lot of danger in that shit. But in the womb, because motherfucker getting an abortion. Wild statement. Fucking wild.
So if a black American, specifically a black woman, my conversation would be, give our black babies a chance. Look at the Republican Party. In terms of President Donald J. Trump, this is what I would say. Don't look at the container, look at the content.
That's a bad way to look at it. And you can't see my face, but I'm making the same face, not the same motion with my hand, though.
Right? Don't look at the man, look at the mission. Right? Don't look at his past. Look at what your agenda is for your community in the future.
Conservatives are leading the charge to remove protections for voting rights, protections for maternal mortality, interventions in California, affirmative action, diversity, equity, and inclusion. These are all issues that pertain directly to the people that I know that you serve, your community. Why should they support the party behind the hindrance, the advance?
Because when you say, look at the content, not the person saying the content, it's really hard to convince a certain group of people to get behind you when your content directly affects them in what they perceive as a negative.
Advancement of the very things that I know you stand for.
Sure. Black people that I know, that I represent, that I've had these conversations with, they don't want to be put in a position because they're black.
Oh my God, you're not every black person. The niggas you hang out with are not every nigga. Like, Jesus Christ, they got niggas who would love a handout. Like, what the fuck? Especially in this job market that's bad.
There's not one black person I know that will say to me, Lorenzo, I deserve this position. Because I'm black.
But you know that that's not what DEI is. DEI is about fair hiring practices, opening up opportunity, creating pathways.
But you're smart. You're an intelligent man. And those that would say this, I believe they're very intelligent. It costs more money not to hire the person who's the best than to be racist. It actually costs more money. So if you're the best at what you do.
I don't know about that, because you get a racial type lawsuit going on who will put those monies to the test.
Right? And let's just say I'm a racist. So let's just say that, let's play that out, right? And let's just say, hey, there are 20 white guys that are not as competent as you, but I'm not going to pick you because you're black. It's going to cost me more money.
They didn't even know that this qualified person exists, right?
Sure, I hear you.
The pathways are the problem. And a lot of what diversity, equity, and inclusion is doing is creating those and helping to clarify those pathways. And so framing it as an unqualified person getting the job when we know, you and I both know, that there are plenty of qualified black people or Latino people or women who don't end up with jobs.
100%. I agree with you. I do think relationships and proximity matter.
In his book, The Grift, Clay Cane details the history of how black conservatives have thrown black people under the bus to get ahead personally. From black Republicans like Isaiah Montgomery and Booker T. Washington to modern black Republicans like Clarence Thomas, Clay Cane makes the case that the modern black Republican is likely, if not assuredly, a grifter. A person who is doing that which is politically expedient rather than doing what is right.
Well, based off that definition, I'm not a grifter because I haven't gotten ahead. I'm still in the weeds with everybody. I like being in the weeds. The weeds are fun. You can play in them. You can have a little bit of fun and intrigue in the weeds. But primarily because this is, what's the fucking point?
Whatever they need to do to get that all expenses paid trip to fancy places. I couldn't help but wonder if some of the folks I was talking to fit that description. So I asked Pastor Lorenzo whether or not he was a grifter.
In my reporting, I've spoken to Clay Cane, who wrote a book about grifters, how sometimes black Republicans will align themselves with political power for their own personal advantage.
Sure.
What do you say to a person who says, hey, like, you're a talented, gifted person, but we didn't necessarily know who you were, but now you're speaking on one of the biggest platforms in the world tonight?
Quite frankly, I don't need another opportunity to speak. Has the Republican Party said, Lorenzo, we're going to write you a big check? No. If they did, it's just going to go right to the community anyway, right at the end of the day, because that's where my salary goes.
You've mentioned Frederick Douglass and others from the 1800s, early 1900s. In those times, black Republicans were elected by black people.
Sure.
Today, black Republicans, they're elected in majority white districts.
Agreed.
Why is it difficult, maybe even some would say impossible for a black Republican to be elected in a black
That's a good question. You know what?
Because those black Republicans are in a vacuum supporting what is perceived to be the end times. And to black people in the black community, that ain't really going to fly. That ain't really going to stick as much as motherfuckers might want it to.
I'm not with that. I think the biggest problem is the Republican Party, in my opinion. They have, I believe, drifted from their roots in terms of...
They have such a negative stink on them that they themselves perpetuated. And that's fucked them. That has fucked them so hard. It's fucked them so hard. It's not good. Those dirty liberals have infected my rebel. See how manic that sounds?
Of black people having authority within that party. I don't believe the Republican Party has learned well how to support financially those who are black Republicans that want to come out the closet. I equate it to being gay back in the 50s or 60s, right? Or even 70s.
Buddy niggas got killed for being gay back in those times. So, I mean, sure. Hit me with your best shot. Fire away.
You didn't come out the closet then. Like the movie Philadelphia, right? Because you could be ostracized. So it is with being a black conservative. We have been, the Lord has blessed our church. He's been very kind to us to really serve our community. However,
unexpectedly, former President Donald Trump today.
Boy, I was watching this shit this morning, and I can't fucking tell you how funny this kind of part was because it encapsulates dreams and delusions versus reality.
Having a great time before that moment, but you should have seen the excitement on
these motherfuckers had like a black Republican rally right outside the fucking RNC where old Trumpa Wumpa Crumpa Dumpa was located. And I just want y'all to watch
people's faces when they realized it was Trump approaching their event. It really felt like this big moment of acknowledgement, the perfect punctuation in a banner year for black Republicans. Journalists and news crews were scrambling to get into position to make sure they captured that moment when he comes to this event. But then his motorcade just drove by. It turned out he wasn't coming to the event. It wasn't on his schedule. It just happened to be along his route.
Do you know how fucking disastrously hilarious it is for y'all to host an event outside of the Republican National Convention Conference, whatever the fuck it is, and y'all get excited because you hear the motorcade and you think, oh, Massa's coming, bless us with his hand. He just drive past y'all. That is what a lot of motherfuckers are not going to fucking admit. Y'all back this horse expecting a return, and in some cases, you ain't fucking getting it. And before anybody tries me, it's the same on that other side too.
He waved at us. Really? In case you didn't see it, he waved.
The disappointment for this group of Black Republicans was tangible and kind of poetic. And I think that
is actually embarrassing.
It's my big concern with the future of the Republican Party. The RNC had quite a few drive-by acknowledgments that Black people exist, but little to no substantive action plans for how they would show up and be present with and for this community. And if I'm honest with you, I think that's on purpose. The only way the Republican Party becomes this ideologically conservative but racially inclusive big tent party is if there is a fundamental rejection of the people and policy and practice they currently hold as sacred, near and dear to their political vision. As long as the GOP makes racial justice a political issue worth fighting against, a majority of Black people will never vote for the party. As long as teaching Black history is woke, as long as race-conscious solutions to—
I'll never understand why y'all got such a boner for not teaching history. Like, surprise, surprise, y'all motherfuckers own slaves. So did Black people, bro. Y'all can teach that history. Like, oh my God, the revolution is televised. We know already.
To race-conscious problems are deep.
We're all benefiting off of a heist from decades ago, centuries ago.
Demonized. As long as they commit to denying racism's impact on society, Black people, by and large, are not going to vote for them. But
we speaking, baby.
I just want to go back to the beginning because the beginning also had its stupidity in it also.
A lot about Black Republicans in these conversations. Their motivations, their stories, their goals. These are real people with genuinely held beliefs. Beliefs that I largely disagree with, and I told them as much.
It wasn't policy. It was white people. It wasn't white people. It was no. Let's be very clear. It was white people.
Black Wall Street got fucked over disastrously by white people. It was disastrously fucked up by white people. It really was. And it's just like, oh my God.
I tried to have respectful dialogue with them. So in this video, I want to share these people with you, but I'll also share some of my reflections on the experience of listening to, fact-checking, and disagreeing with Black Republicans. I learned a lot about Black Republicans, and I think you will too. So with that, let's dig in. On personal responsibility. For those I spoke to, there was a real value for rigid individualism as opposed to collective progress and identity. Take
Black Wall Street was individuals coming together, and they fucked it up. And now we're getting that fucking resurgence back, albeit in some ways that needs to be destroyed completely. In Atlanta. What the fuck?
For example, he's a Christian rapper, has millions of followers online, and believes, according to him, in an individualistic approach to progress for Black people.
And that's one reason why I'm—
Ahsoka, you said all that bullshit, and I'm gonna just sit here and tell you shut the fuck up. Because that's still history.
pro-Trump and I'm conservative is because I truly believe in the individualistic approach to the problems that we see within the Black community or in America as a whole.
So like, great stat, but shut the fuck up.
Oh, you can think about it. Black Wall Street, Harlem Renaissance, all that time, we was doing great. But when the policies—
Is what the fuck? It's 1:30? What the fuck are we doing? Are we all insomniacs? What the fuck? I've been streaming for what the fuck? Boy, it seemed like I just streamed like for 10 minutes. Oh my God. I'm awesome.
Just came in and started destroying the Black community.
You know what it is? It's that fucking Wukong. That fucking Wukong been having me on stream for like 3 to 4 hours, fucking with my head. I don't like it.
America as a whole. You can think about it. Black Wall Street, Harlem Renaissance, all that time, we was doing great. But when the policies came in and started destroying the Black community slowly and slowly. Matter of fact, it was supposed to get rid of poverty or at least lessen it, but we have more poverty now than we had back then.
I think
I didn't miss all of what I was supposed to fucking hear.
People. And that's one reason.
Fuck, I hate you.
Why I'm pro-Trump and I'm conservative is because I truly believe in the individualistic approach to the problems that we see within the Black community or in America as a whole. You can think about it. Black Wall Street, Harlem Renaissance, all that time, we was doing great. But when the policies came in and started destroying the Black community slowly and slowly. Matter of fact, it was supposed to get rid of poverty or at least lessen it, but we have more poverty now than we had back then.
I think you'll notice a theme of dissonance present in these interviews. On the one hand, for example, Topher endorses an individualistic approach to solving the problems we face as a community. But on the other hand, he points to Black Wall Street or the Harlem Renaissance.
Which is not what you should be doing, because Black Wall Street was collectivism. That was not individualism. That was people coming together. And white people fucking blew that shit the fuck up.
That I would consider on the Mount Rushmore of Black collective power. And he points to them as times we should look back on with admiration. The question is, which one is it? Is it rigid individualism where we get it out of the mud on our own? Or is it about creating communities where we work together to build our collective resources? What's also interesting is that somehow for him, these communities no longer exist because of liberal or progressive policy decisions.
But when the policies came in and started destroying the Black community slowly and slowly. Matter of fact, it was supposed to get rid of—
I can't stand motherfuckers with them little bitty ass mics. Fuck. Get you a big dick one, like the one I got.
Poverty, or at least lessen it, but we have more poverty now than we had back then. I think it's worth pointing out that this more poverty now than back then line is verifiably false. It falls in line with a theme that people like Byron Donalds have advanced continuously throughout this election cycle. The idea that we were better off in any way during the Jim Crow era.
During Jim Crow, the black family was together.
So look, Ahsoka, remember like 20 minutes ago when you said you never heard nobody say that shit? So yeah, now you have. You're welcome. I told you, expand your fucking political stupidity. You will become smarter realizing how dumb people sound. You will. I promise you. You expand the amount of stupid you ingest, you will become smarter knowing that these people are stupid. Hear it again. Matter of fact, fuck you. Hear it at normal. What the fuck? I don't want no closed captions. What am I? A record?
Anyway, during the Jim Crow era.
During Jim Crow, the black family was together.
Yeah, that's right.
During Jim Crow.
And again, they had to be, because if you was by yourself, you was not coming home, was not coming home, you was not coming home.
More black people were not just conservative, because black people always have been conservative minded, but more black people voted conservatively.
Remember to like the stream. You know what? Fuck you. I'm making you a mod just because you said that. No, I'm not. I have to sign into my fucking streaming channel. Not doing it.
It's worth noting that.
Never mind. Fuck you. You almost had your moment in the sun being a good little house Negro. Bro, y'all see all these Venezuelan fucking videos of people? Y'all seen all this shit about these Venezuelan gangs breaking into apartment complexes? What the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Because you got motherfuckers saying it's true. You got the fucking police department saying it ain't true. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? Who's lying? Who's telling me mistruths? I am scared. You can also tell I'm pretty fucking gassed and tired. So, ladies and gentlemen, what did you learn? I'll be honest. I already know what you learned. You learned that no matter what, stupid people are forever. And I am too loud, random, weird, and a little bit slow to be bought out. Thank you very much for coming. Goodbye.